E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles.
Back on track, everybody. The Philadelphia Eagles got the win today, 28-22, in a masterclass performance from Jalen Hurts and the Eagles offense. It looked stagnant at times, but at the end of the day, they get it going, and some crucial plays for Jalen, for AJ, and for DeVonta Smith. Many have been calling for it, me included, and the Birds are back in the win column today, a 28-22 victory over the Minnesota Vikings. Then they move to 5-2 on the year. Big Sills, welcome into the legendary JAKIB Postgame Show. My friend, how you doing on this Eagles winning Sunday?
Absolutely great, dude. I mean, I've never seen a football team in my life in Minnesota that wanted to lose a game more than watching what they did in that football game with lost opportunities down in the red zone. Got to hand it to the defense and what they did by keeping them out of the red zone and really playing great red zone defense, I should say, out of the end zone. And they did one whale of a job. I'll tell you something else before I get to the offensive skilled guys. I think that the offensive line in the pass protection did a sensational job today because they didn't really get to Hurts that much. They gave him time. Jalen played really well in the secondary. And against a team that really hadn't given up plus 25 plays, still the run game is absolutely non-existent. And that really goes down to, again, not having Cam Jurgens in there. But no question about it. I mean, they did a really great job. And as we move forward here, this is going to be either going to be how they're going to start winning games, or this is going to be just one of those one of again. I mean,
no, you're right. I mean, look, that's the next thing.
I'm not sold you're doing that week in and week out.
I agree. And look, that's the next thing this team has to get to, more consistency. We've even seen that in the first, 6 weeks of the year. But I tell you what.
I even saw that in this game.
Wait, I got to say, I mean, look, all week, me, you, we were tough on Hurts. I was tough on Hurts. This is what I love about Jalen. Whenever the moment comes, he really does have a response. 19 of 23 today for 326 and 3 touchdowns and a perfect passer rating, only the third in Eagles history. Let's bring John McMullen in now. He's going to join us here on the JAKIB Postgame Show, and we'll get some of his commentary. John, welcome into the Postgame Show, my friend. Your first comments on the Eagles win today, 28-22. Johnny Mac, they win and get back in the win column.
Yeah, I was a point off. I had 28-23.
Yeah.
So, I mean, tremendous performance, big-time performance from Jalen Hurts, obviously. I thought it was a mismatch outside with DeVonta Smith, A.J. Brown against Isaiah Rodgers and Byron Murphy. That turned out to be the case. Red zone defense, phenomenal. Gave up a lot of yards, but didn't give up touchdowns. And the Vikings had been very good in the red zone. Couple touchdowns overturned, so I don't want to hear about the officials this week. That could have changed this game, so that helped.
By the way, that Hawkinson was a catch.
Yeah, that was a catch.
What
are we doing here? What are we doing here? But
John,
you know what?
He bobbled the ball, and he never had it hit the ground, and he caught it, and he regained possession. That was a touchdown. Even Olsen said it.
Yeah, well, Mike Pereira right away said it wasn't. I don't know what they're looking for, but that looked like a touchdown. Couple holding calls they missed. So this is 1 week you can't say you can't blame the officials, but just a phenomenal performance by the big three: Jalen Hurts, DeVonta Smith, A.J. Brown. And yeah, I mean, no more talk about Kevin Patullo, so don't worry about the bye week.
There's a couple of plays there that were still bothering me, but overall, you're right, John. I mean, it's a great performance today. DeVonta Smith, man, he is having a great. I mean, he really does have great route running ability and just a great receiver. Definitely slept on, obviously, when you're in an offense behind A.J. Brown, but great game today for DeVonta Smith. I'll give you guys the stat lines. Jalen Hurts, 19 of 23 for 326. 3 touchdowns. He took 3 sacks, and he had a 158.3 rating. For those who do not know, that is a perfect rating for Jalen Hurts, only the third in Eagles history. Saquon, just 18 carries for 44 yards, so still struggling a little bit to get the running game going. DeVonta Smith, 9 receptions, 183 yards, and 1 touchdown. Obviously had that 79-yard bomb. And A.J. Brown, 4 catches, 121, and 2 touchdowns, and he had that 45-yard reception to ice the game basically at the end. So as you mentioned, John, a massive performance by the big three. I think the question will be, how consistent can they be now after this? But it is good to get back in the win column for this team, coming off of 2 straight losses and obviously a very ugly loss last week versus the New York Giants. So a big win today for the Eagles, in my opinion, to get back in the win column and kind of steady the waters again around this team.
Yeah, I mean, you can't expect this every week. You can't expect a perfect passer rating and 300 passing yards to all of it basically went to DeVonta Smith and A.J. Brown, because those two combined for over 300 yards. So obviously that's not going to be consistent week to week. So, temper your excitement over that. But it proves, as it has proved, they can do it. And it's still a little bit confounding why they can't do it a little bit more consistently. Again, not to this level, but to a more acceptable level. So that part of it remains confounding. This was Jalen at his height. I mean, they only converted 3 third downs, and I think all of them were like 3rd and 13, 3rd and 14, where it extends the play. It just takes the heart of the defense. You think you're getting off the field, and he just keeps extending the play and finds a receiver down the field. So this was a brilliant performance by Jalen Hurts, one of the best games he's ever played, as obvious by his passer rating. And again, that red zone defense, it wasn't pretty. They gave up a ton of yards. But once Minnesota got in the red zone, they couldn't do anything. And that was really impressive in those confined quarters, because they were
not the most Carson Wentz game you'll ever see. Ups, downs, good moments, bad moments, interceptions, big throws, accurate throws, inaccurate throws. I'm like, man, you really do get it all, Carson Wentz.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you look at the game and you say the difference was the 2 turnovers, and the Eagles don't turn the football over. That's basically, I mean, all the numbers are great, the 300 plus yards and all that. They turned it over twice. They had a pick 6, and the Eagles didn't turn it over.
Yeah.
And that in the red zone defense. So I know everybody's going to be focused on the offense, but I look at the ability to generate those turnovers in that red zone defense, because 20-20, Minnesota was able to move the football, but they couldn't move it when it counted.
Yeah. Big Sales, what do you think of the passing game today, man? It's obviously something the team has been inconsistent with, but a big explosion today in that performance. 19 of 23. I read you the numbers for Jalen Hurts and Saquon, or DeVonta and AJ both go off. Your thoughts, Sills, on the passing game today and the way they were able to move the ball?
Absolutely fabulous day, but I'm not sold they're doing that week in and week out, like John said. And absolutely no way. They've shown nothing in 2 years where they're going to do that week to week. They're just not. Again, here's where I will back up and go. The Vikings and Brian Flores has not given up a lot of plays, plus 25 all year. That's one of the better deep passing defensive football teams. But once again, the Vikings could not get any pass rush going. You got to give it to the O-line that was kind of makeshift in there a little bit. They protected the quarterback in pass probe. They couldn't get the run game going. But again, I'm not going to sit here and go like this. That's going to be something that we see on a day-to-day basis, because it's not.
You think it'll open up the run game a little more, though?
We're not going to see that week in and week out. So, again, these next couple games, let's see if they can get some type of consistency going. But for me, once again, this is all going to be about the run game, being consistent in the passing game.
You think that can get the run game going a little more?
One thing, too, John, on the Vikings. I told Zander before you came on, I've never seen a team that wanted or was trying to lose a football game in my life. The Vikings were down in the red zone 7 times. Yeah. Got 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
7 times.
And they were good coming into this game, so the Eagles deserve credit. They were good.
Absolutely. Red zone D was great.
1 of 6 they ended up in the red zone. The Eagles, by the way, were only in the red zone once, because all their touchdowns were big plays.
Plus 25, yeah.
And they were 0 for 1. Yeah, very uncharacteristic game from Minnesota's standpoint. They usually limit big plays. They got out of character and they tried to, to Dan's point, they weren't getting home with the pass rush. Again, they really miss Andrew Van Ginkel.
They did.
They're a different team. They can't get home without him. and they have to play a different way. And when you have to play a different way, you tend to make some big mistakes, and they made a ton of big mistakes today, giving up plays they typically don't do. 3rd and long, they're typically off the field. And again, the only conversions the Eagles had on 3rd down were those 3rd and longs, with Jalen Hurts extending the play and finding receivers down the field.
That 13, when he slid to the right, John,
the AJ Brown play
completion on 13, when it was like
3rd and 13,
3rd and 13, that really, I thought, was the game right there. Was that
that was one of the biggest plays in the game, because Minnesota had a little bit momentum, would have gotten the ball back.
All time out.
Big time play. AJ and Isaiah are good friends. And AJ, I kind of chuckled when people all week, that was a narrative, because, and don't get me wrong, like it'd be better to have Isaiah Rodgers here than Kaylee Ringo or Dory Jackson. Hopefully Dory's all right, by the way. Yeah, don't get me wrong. He's better than those guys, but boy, people acting like he was gonna not have any problems with AJ and DeVonta. That's crazy. And he got beat for that long, what was it, 79-yard touchdown by DeVonta Smith, double move. That talk about uncharacteristic. That was a quintessential, I put that on X, quintessential NFL big shot play. Under center, play action, double move, max protection. Eagles never do that. Let's give some credit to Kevin Patullo.
Yeah. What do you guys think, Kevin? Listen, there were some calls, though, John. Like, this is where Kevin Patullo sometimes drives me nuts. Like, you got to have flow. You got to have rhythm in the game. Jalen's having this great drive when we were leading, I think, 21. And what was the score? 21-16 at the time. They have 3rd and 5, and they run the ball again into a stacked box. I'm like, what are you doing there? Jalen had rhythm. That was a great drive there. And that play call pissed me off. But overall, I do think he had a much better game. But there's still some moments where I'm just like, I don't get why you call that play there. It doesn't make sense to me. But
hey John,
Philadelphia's a tough town if you're criticizing that offense today, man.
Hey John, how about if you're Minnesota, you give single coverage down there on 3rd and long, and I'm sitting there, we're watching the game, and I looked over at my wife. I go, you got that guy single covered, and no way is he not going to not make that play. That was such a bad play call defensively by Flores, who I got massive respect for. But single coverage, 3rd and long at the end of the ball game on that guy, not a very good defensive play. But
he's a big pressure guy, and he wanted to get the ball out of his hands, and they couldn't generate pressure with 4. So, if that's the thing, he's going to bring more. And it bit him in the today. But perfect passer rating. That's not a good performance by the other team. So that's part of it. But you do have to give Jalen Hurts all the credit in the world. He's had these games in the past, maybe not this good, but he's had big games. He's played very well against this team traditionally, especially throwing the ball.
2 years ago, he had a great game against Minnesota.
Styles make fights. I said that before. Yep. I said it on pre, and I just do not think the Viking style defensively matchups with the Eagles well.
Yeah, but it was weird, John, because they didn't win in that exact way. Like, they didn't run the ball that well, 44 yards.
Well, they ran it well on that first drive, which I think set the tone. And then the Eagles got. Look, now it's time to start talking about Saquon.
No doubt. Is it pass protection, John? And
the pass protection's awful.
Where are we going with this here with him? I mean, I get that there's guys missing in the O-line, but holy cow, this guy looks like a shot fighter, and I don't see it. I mean, is he hurt, John? I know that he's got some nicks on it. I know you're around him a lot. Is he banged up or something? Because
I haven't seen any. I mean, he did get banged up against Tampa, and he got banged up in this game. Evidently, he got checked for a concussion, but he's a superstar, so he got cleared. So he was back in the game. Late, obviously, when they knew the numbers looked bad, when they knew they were going to run the ball on 1st and 2nd down and then convert on 3rd and long. So. But he just doesn't look like himself. He just doesn't. And he did early. I mean, that first drive was perfect football. That first drive, and then all of a sudden, it goes away from the standpoint of the running game. Obviously, the passing game made up for it today, but that's the point. You're not going to have that every week in the passing game. You're not going to have a perfect passer rating every week. You're not going to have receivers combining for 300 yards every week. Some people are going to come in with a better plan. Some people are just going to zone you up. That's what the Eagles did. They just zoned up Carson Wentz, and
So, John, if he doesn't have a superior and a perfect passing game, they lose that Minnesota game?
Oh, this game?
Yeah.
I mean, he won this game.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
There's
no
not a
doubt
chance in
about
hell
it.
he has perfect passing games the next week to week, like you say. That's not happening.
You got to give him credit for having it today.
I didn't say that. That's not what I just said.
I'm giving all the credit. He won
That's
this
not what I
game.
said.
Yeah, I mean,
DeVonta and AJ are a big part of it, but Jalen Hurts won this game for the
So
Eagles.
clearly.
I thought it was a good performance too, and like he didn't force the ball. He let the game come to him. He made the throws when he needed to make the throws. I think a couple of the incompletions, there were only 4 incompletions. I think 2 of them were drops, if I'm not mistaken. I thought he really had a good sound.
I mean, anybody complaining about Jalen Hurts today?
No, absolutely not. Complaining about him today? Absolutely not.
No.
And remember, too, the offensive line, I mean, they are struggling out there. They do not look good. I thought
they did a pretty damn good job in pass protection. I thought they did a pretty good job. That there was a little bit of a hiccup when Toth had to come in. They struggled for a small period, but then you got to the second half. I have to look at his second half numbers when the game book. They're off the charts. The second half.
I thought that one of the biggest plays of the game for Jalen Hurts was that 3rd and 13 where he scrambled, got outside the pocket.
There were 3 of them. But
if they don't convert there, Minnesota has a chance to take the lead, and the whole game flips on its head. That was a huge play by Jalen.
That was AJ in front of, I believe, Jeff Okudah, who's still in the league magically. I mean, those extending plays, there were 3 of them, 3rd and longs. Those just and Dan could tell you do everything right as a defense, and then the quarterback extends the play, and really, it's really demoralizing when that happens. And that's I've said it for years. That's one of the strengths of Jalen Hurts. But he was just this is in the conversation for being the best game he ever played.
It is.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, it was perfect passer rating, obviously 326, 3 touchdowns in the air. I mean, just a great game by Jalen. Guys, where are you on the defense?
It's the best passing performance in 2 years, 3 years, maybe.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Guys, where are you on the defense? I mean, it feels like they're still a little, they make big plays. Obviously had the 2 takeaways today, but it also got beat pretty good too in times. 313 total yards for Wentz through the air in the game. Jordan Addison was a menace today too. 9 catches for 128 yards. He had the long of 34. Where are you guys on the defense right now? Johnny Mac, I'll start with you there.
Well, I thought they had a really good game because of their red zone. I mean, I talk about this all the time. Games have personalities. People are piling up yards in this game. The Vikings piled up yards. The Eagles piled up yards. This was a shootout. And when it came to the red zone, that's where the Eagles won the game. 1 of 6. I mean. So they gave up yardage, but that's going to happen.
The Eagles only had 1 red zone trip themselves.
Yeah, because they were scoring. Yeah, they were scoring. So Jalen, by the way, he was 9 of 11 for 86 yards in the first half and a touchdown. So he was good, but think about that. What that means in the second half, and how much he dominated throwing the football. So it became a game where. And the Eagles were playing from the lead, so they had that advantage. But obviously, Minnesota outgained them. That's 7 straight games they've been outgained, which is crazy. And they're 5-2. I believe. I have to double check.
Yeah, they are.
Double check that. I believe Minnesota had more yardage total.
They did.
Which and I have to find this number. I meant to mention this on the pregame show. And I'm going to pull it up real quick if I can find it. But so here's the number that kind of struck me, and I give credit to Dave Gerhardt, who is the stat guy for Ricky and Oscar, who do the Spanish language broadcast. So, of the 92 teams all time that have been outgained in each of their first 6 games, only 5 have gone to the playoffs, and none reached the Super Bowl. They're up to 7 where they've been outgained. That is typically not a formula for victory. So there's still some things to be concerned about, but this is not the day to complain about Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, or DeVonta Smith.
No, agreed. Big Sills, your thoughts on the defense, brother, in that game today?
They gave up a ton. They're edge rushers. And here's something, too, that I couldn't get from the Viking coaching staff. They were giving up the edges, and they were giving up the edges. They were giving up the edges. Then they come back inside, and when they were down one time in the red zone, they were attacking the edges all the way to get down into the red zone. What did they do? Sack. They take the sack, throw the ball, stop the clock, and then they have to kick another field goal. Some of the sequencing by the coach was suspect at best when they got down in the red zone. I mean, they were winning at the edges, and they just completely got away from that, and how that they were really going about trying to win this game. I mean, I thought he settled down, though, in the second half. Wentz came out, and I thought Wentz had a better second half than he did in the first half. But, man, Minnesota did everything in that football game to shoot themselves in the foot. And once again, if the football team doesn't turn the football over and somebody plays like that, like I said, too, they had to have a perfect offense to beat that Minnesota Viking team, who will probably not make the playoffs. So
no,
I mean,
they are not a playoff team.
That's not a playoff team. So, like John said going into this, for me, Green Bay and Detroit are the games. This game here, congratulations for not robbing a bank. You did your job.
Yeah. Big Sills not ready to give the credit.
Absolutely nowhere near it.
Well, where I hear you. I mean, look, a lot of people are upset at us, Big Sills, because we were.
Why would they be upset when a guy has to have a perfect outing? To John's point, this is not sustainable. But I'll tell you again, I'm not ripping anybody here. Guy had a great game. If he doesn't have that great game, they don't beat the Vikings.
It feels good for this team to get back in the win column, but at the end of the day, we're calling. You gotta play up to your standard. You got the highest paid offense in football, and I think they did that today.
And they held on to win.
They did. Well, they deserve some credit for the way they played today.
They held on to
overall. Guys, what do you guys think of Nick Sirianni right now? John, you've always talked about how he's been great at some of the in-game decisions.
Owns the McVay tree, by the way. Owns it.
But some of the decision making, even going back to the last half, first half, and I meant to talk about this at the halftime show. They got 22 seconds left. Yeah. They got 2 timeouts. And they need 25 yards for it to be in field goal range.
He wanted to get in the halftime. I have no problem with that. Look at the end of game sequence. Look at the end of game sequence.
That was great. Aggressive, went for the pass. Run wasn't working.
Yep.
So yeah, I know a lot of people are going to harp on that halftime thing. I'm like, you could stress it if you want, but they were struggling. They had the first drive, and then they went in the lull. Which they picked it up in the second half, but I don't have a problem. He was in the lead, wanted to get into halftime with a 14-6 and was fine with it. I don't have a ton of issues with it. I know people are going to harp on it. I'm sure we'll get asked about it. I look at the end of game situation, perfect handling of it. You don't even give Minnesota an opportunity to have, to do anything, block a field goal, anything. So I think that overrides it. And again, for all the talk, you talk to everybody around this league. I mentioned this when they played the Rams. You ask everybody around this league, and I'm being facetious to everybody. There's a few, but the vast majority of people in the industry, I'm not even talking about fans, will tell you who's the better coach, Sean McVay or Nick Sirianni. They're all going to say Sean McVay. Who's the better coach, Kevin O'Connell or Nick Sirianni? So many are going to say Kevin O'Connell because he's the flavor of the month. Why does he keep beating these guys? Yeah, he's got talent, But
that's what it is, John. What do you
It
mean?
is talent.
Why does he keep beating him? Because he's got a better fucking football team.
Hey, John. Bill Belichick wasn't any lesser of a coach in New England. He just didn't have Tom Brady, and he had lesser talent around.
I get it. But when it's domination to the degree it's domination, at some point you might want to wake up and say, maybe he's not that bad. Maybe if Sean McVay had the same amount of talent, he's got a ton of talent, by the way.
He does.
And Kevin had a ton of talent last year. Not as much, but they're making a bad decision on the quarterback, not Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, but you got to stay consistent on it. I mean, you always talk about, every coach says, we want to see a great coach, show me great players. He's got great players.
Well,
John.
Nick says that. I have
Every
never
coach says that. Every coach.
Xander, there's no coach in NFL history that's never been tied in with a great quarterback.
That is.
I don't care what you say.
My only point is, how about giving this guy the benefit of the doubt? Everybody bends over backwards to give McVay, O'Connell the benefit of the. How about giving this guy the benefit of the freaking doubt? Occasionally, I think it's crazy.
Oh, I give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm not saying he's a trash can. I'm just saying, to compare him to other guys and say he's better than him because they have a better head-to-head record. It's not a perfect way to
McVay's record is awful good. 5 division titles.
It ain't
2
good
NFC
against.
championships,
It ain't good
Super
against.
Bowl.
It ain't good against this team.
I'll tell you
Ain't
what.
good against this team.
How about this? He ain't good against Bulls either. I mean, he's not. Bulls owns him. I mean, look, everything is situational, as you said.
John, I think one of the hard parts about Nick for people is it's
He doesn't call plays.
Well, but it's also, what does he add to the team from a football perspective? That's what makes it esoteric, where it's like, all right, Nick was supposed to be the offensive mind. He doesn't manage the play calls. He doesn't do, any of that stuff anymore. You at least know McVay is an offensive mastermind. That's what he brings to your team. Even if he fucks up on certain decisions.
I bring this up.
I get it.
Sometimes I bring this up with Ben Johnson, and I always go back to Detroit losing to Washington. And he's putting the ball in the hands of Jameson Williams in the biggest moment of his season. Sometimes it's okay to do things conventionally. Sometimes I don't need insert motion to make everybody fall at the feet of Sean McVay. Sometimes it's okay to just say, you know what, I do have tremendous talent. As a perfect example here, it's 3rd and 13. Let the quarterback go extend the play. Let the quarterback go find DeVonta Smith or AJ Brown. But whatever. That was my little tangent. Because he dominates that fucking coaching tree. Dominates it.
Well, he does, but he's got better talent than almost all of them. Every one of them, I would say.
John, why is he questioned every week?
Well, every coach is questioned. I'm sure, Sean gets questioned as well. Although, they got to get to the beach in Los Angeles, so maybe that takes some of the edge off. But
or that psycho house he has out there on Malibu.
Look, and I'm not saying the guy's a very good coach. I'm not saying he's not. Kevin O'Connell's a very good coach.
He is.
But guess what? If I'm grading head coaches, Nick Sirianni's better than both of them.
How about this, John? If you're Minnesota, do you really go back over that? And I'm playing Monday morning quarterback here. But damn, you let Sam Darnold roll out the building?
If I'm Kevin O'Connell,
if Sam Darnold's there, they win that game today.
Oh, yeah. But if I'm Kevin O'Connell, I'm disgusted after this game with myself.
No doubt.
I mean, I'm disgusted. And part of it is, again, they made the worst personnel decision of the offseason, and they have an issue with the quarterback position. So automatically it becomes more difficult to win games. But, they were in the red zone 6 times. You're an offensive genius. You cashed in once.
Damn.
Now, there's some bad luck.
How much does Carson Wentz have to do with that?
Well, and there was some bad luck with the holding call, that was a bad call. That called back a touchdown. The Hawkinson play, maybe it could have been a little bit better.
John, like I said, I've never seen a team shoot themselves in the foot more than
I'm just telling you, if I'm Kevin O'Connell, I am not happy with
no
my
way, man. That was a poorly played game by Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean,
coaching too, man.
Look, we all know the reason the Eagles won today. Their offense showed up and showed out and did what they had to do.
Actually, their passing game showed up.
Yeah, their passing game. I shouldn't even say offense because the running game is still struggling crazily. I mean, 18 carries for 44 yards on Saquon. You guys brought it up a little earlier. What is the meter? Where is the meter on Saquon? I mean, to me, it still looks like offensive line is the bigger problem in run blocking, but you guys seem to be a little bit more concerned about Saquon. Stills, I'll start with you. Where are you on Saquon?
Dude, what? Okay, let's say it's the O-line. What's the excuses on almost getting Hurts killed 2 weeks ago on missing a
the
pass protection, and then what he's doing back there now? I mean, is this lack of focus or something, or not being focused on what you're being asked to do? I mean, I don't know what he's thinking back there. You know, he was supposed to be one of the better guys in pass protection in the league when it comes to running backs, and he has not been good this year at all, man. I mean, last year they really didn't ask him to do it all because they ran the ball over 400 times. But damn, dude, I get it. Cam Jerkins is out. I see a lot of guys losing offensive linemen, and they still go out there and perform. Jalen performed today without guys in there like, hey, Luke, dude, you lose your center. I would rather at times lose my left tackle than the guy who handles the ball as much as the center, as much as the quarterback. The center and the quarterback handle the football as much as anybody on the field. That was a massive loss in there to have to go to a backup center and have him play like that. And for him to put up those numbers, that was a really great performance in the passing game. But the run game, I'll tell you what, they are nowhere near what they were a year ago. They weren't even near what they were when DeAndre Swift was on the team.
No, that's what's concerning, because I didn't expect them to, repeat what they did last year. But I said, well, ground floor, and I kind of put, last season, I said, well, I freely admit, Zander knows, I thought Saquon was a little bit overrated after seeing all the years with the Giants, and turns out, he proved me wrong. This is what I expected, but not to this degree. Not to this degree.
Hey, John, you know what I noticed? A lot of under center stuff today.
Yeah, well, more. I mean, the big play.
Under center play action, and you have it's amazing how that works.
You think that some of the stuff they talked about, John, was getting more under center and doing some of that and not being as predictable?
I have to rewatch it. I don't think they did it a ton, but they took a shot and it worked. So when you do that, it looks so much better. That was a 79-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that.
Career. Yeah.
Think about that. I mean, the contextual nature, 361 total yards, 80 of them came on that play, basically. So there's still room for improvement, certainly in the running game, certainly in the pass protection when it comes to Saquon's blitz pickup, which has been really, really poor this year. But, unless you get that running game going, I get it. Everybody's going to be excited about the passing game, and you think you can do it. You can't do this every week. You can't.
No, but it can be better than it has been before. It doesn't need to be this perfect every week, but it also doesn't need to be what it was weeks 1 through 6.
Well, no,
they can find obviously here. I believe they can and they should.
It's the extremes, and today you got the good extreme, and you've had the bad extremes as well. They got to get this running game fixed. They got to get it fixed. And I don't know how they can get it fixed.
Well, let's see what they end up doing. Big Sills, everybody wants, not so much John, but everybody wants to hear this from you, Big Sills, because you are known in Eagle Land as the Jalen hater. In Eagle Land, you are the Jalen hater.
No. I think the guy's limited. I don't think he can do this on a week-to-week basis into what John just said.
All right, well, what are you giving him today?
You had to play a perfectly rated game to beat the Vikings.
Well, that's
put that in context. Let's put it in context. Okay, what's not the context?
It's not on Jalen though,
dude.
Well, Jalen won this game. Yeah,
Jalen had to make up for the deficiencies.
I didn't say it was. I'm saying it's on the run game. I'm saying you're not doing this every week. I'm saying that you had Carson Wentz throw for over 300 yards in a football game, and that people are going to find those edges. And by the way, Keely Ringo, how you doing? They're going to find these guys, man. I want to see this on a consistent basis.
So it's a 1 to 10. Grade Jalen Hurts today.
Today, on October 19th, A+.
A+, baby. There it is.
Okay.
Good stuff,
The previous games, C-.
All right. Good stuff.
John's saying the same shit I'm saying.
That's fair. C- before this game. You know, that's the thing about the NFL. This is one of the best games he's ever played.
You guys think
against the Vikings. Now, look, I'll give you context on this. Dude, that coordinator that he did it against, that's nothing to sneeze at.
No, that's true. We talked about Brian Flores for a long time. I heard a lot about Brian Flores.
Nothing to sneeze at. Yeah, no.
I talked about it a lot. They were the number 6 ranked defense coming into the league based on yards per game.
And they were good in their secondary.
Great against the pass. Great. We thought they were going to be able to run.
But see, that's why I go, you know what? They don't have any cornerbacks. I warn people, they don't have cornerbacks. In a lot of ways, that gives Flores even more credit because he's able to have 5 games and be whatever he was, 6th in the, and he doesn't have cornerbacks. So that speaks to him as a coordinator. But occasionally
3-3. I mean, I just can't believe the Vikings are now 3-3, John. I mean,
yeah, I mean, well, hey, they're very limited and very banged up. So this is why I thought the Eagles were going to win this game, and I thought everything was going to be fine, and it will be fine. And I think they're going to rebound against the Giants because the Giants are the Giants, and all of a sudden everybody's going to be happy, 6-2, going into the bye, and then Green Bay and Detroit. Which one's first? I forget. Detroit, I think, is first.
Green Bay. Yeah, Green Bay at Lambeau.
Green Bay. Those 2 games will tell the tale of what this team is. Not Minnesota. I said this pregame. I said they're going to win this game, and people are going to. And you're not going to learn much from this game. I don't think you learn much from this game, other than Jalen Hurts had a tremendous game, and so did DeVonta and AJ Brown. But we all knew they had that ability. They've done it in the past. But I didn't think you were going to learn much from this game. And if you peel back the onion of the joy, you'll say what Sills is saying. Yeah, they gave up almost 400 yards. If they tightened up some things and didn't make as many mistakes, people aren't as happy as they are even with that passing game, because if they would have converted a couple of those red zones, you're talking about a completely different game. So I don't think you learn that much, but it was a necessary step to stop the skid. And I don't think you're going to learn much next week, to be honest, but you are going to learn a lot against Green Bay and Detroit.
How about Minnesota holding them to under 50 plays, John?
Well, yeah, I mean, part of that is good because 79 yard touchdown, 45 yard gas to AJ, big touchdown, 37 yards to AJ was the first touchdown. A lot of big plays, and that limits, obviously, when you have an 80-yard strike, you're not going to have a 13-play drive. So that explains some of the context of that, but they were nothing to complain about with the pass.
But the third down, John, will also tell you that the 49 plays too, you're riding on the big strikes, but when you're 3 of 10 on third down and you only run 49 plays, that's still a ton of 3 and outs in that game.
Yeah. First half was their first drive was 75 yards for a touchdown. It was almost a perfect drive. And then the rest of the first half, they did nothing offensively, basically. and then they kind of took off in the second half. Not kind of took off; they went nuts. So they still had that lull, and that's a problem. And that you can trace that to the running game. You can trace that to the running game. I mean, we're now through 7 games.
Oh yeah, it's a thing.
Saquon Barkley was averaging 3.4 yards coming into this game. He averaged 2.4 yards in this game. This is bad.
It's a thing.
This is bad.
Yeah,
it's now long of a trend. We'll see if they can get it going. I do think it's more on the offensive line, but I don't know why that is. Guys, we were talking about Jalen Hurts. This is courtesy of Shield Kapadia, who put out Jalen Hurts' stat line, and then he puts, based on EPA per pass play, that's the second best game of Hurts' career, and also based on EPA per pass play, it's the second best game by any quarterback against Brian Flores in the last 3 years. So Jalen Hurts really beat the shit out of Brian Flores today. Got to call it.
Oh yeah, he did, man. He did. Everything, he threw at him, he handled, and it was an impressive performance. Impressive performance.
No doubt about it. He had to put up his best performance to beat that team.
By the way, here's another one from Shield. The Eagles had 0 passing yards on under center play action in the first 6 weeks. 0. And 80-yard 79-yard touchdown to DeVonta Smith. Under center play action. So
John, do you think Jalen recommended that, or do you think they talked that over on what they wanted to get some changes in the passing game?
I'm sure, one of the things Nick and Kevin talk about a lot is, tendencies are not necessarily a bad thing, because good teams have tendencies, but you also, can gouge people by going against those tendencies. So, but now this is on film. So now, and Flores is probably not worried about under center play action at the 21-yard line. Now, next week, Shane Bowen's going to worry about it. That's sort of how the NFL works.
Well, isn't that part of the predictability thing the fans have been talking about for 7 weeks now, John? I mean, I know we're sometimes critical of it, but at the end of the day, that's what people were looking for. Don't make it so you're under center, you're running the ball. Boom, one play action, and you have an 80-yard touchdown. DeVonta Smith's running wide open. By the way, that double move left Isaiah Rodgers in the dust.
Yeah. Nothing against Isaiah, who's a great guy, but that was just all week I heard that. I'm like, come on, really? This is what we're talking about? I'm like, that is.
I guess they didn't make a strong move to try to re-sign him then.
No, they did. They did. They made a very strong move, but again, very strong move in the relation of $7-8 million. Not like I'm saying. What I was saying is, like the Eagles they knew they had a very big advantage against the Vikings corners coming into this game. But AJ and DeVonta are very good players. I was like, because that's been a narrative all week, and he has played well early in the season. But I mean, AJ Brown against Isaiah Rodgers, that is a freaking mismatch, man. All day.
One-on-one at the end of that ball game, I'm looking and I go, like, before they snap the ball, John, I'm like, that's where they're going. The guy, when you go one-on-one,
well, even Olsen pointed that out on that big play at the end of the game, the one that sealed the game. It was like, look at the cushion. Olsen pointed that out. It's like,
God, 5 yards, 6 yards off the ball on that guy with late. You needed to get a stop, and you did that. I'm like, how in the world?
And he gave up. And by the way, there was that cushion, and he still got behind him.
He did.
And he still runs 23 miles an hour. Everybody gets it. Oh, next chance, he runs 20. Yeah.
He plays so much like T.O., man. He's just a physical dude out there in that corner.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to get to some of these big super chats. We got some of the great people of JAKIB Nation, but I do want to come to you guys real quick. Is there any other thing from that game that sticks out like a sore thumb that we got to talk about here? I mean, I think we obviously hit on it. Whenever you dominate,
Jake Elliott missed field goal, man, and a pristine environment. That I thought that was the only point of the game. I said, "Oh boy, maybe this is going to be a dip. Maybe this is going to be one of those games where you should win the game, but that one little mistake turns it.
Yeah.
But to the Eagles' credit, they handled it. But that was, boy, was that uncharacteristic.
Hey,
That is a pristine environment. You kicking in that place is.
Hey, John,
easy.
I got to tell you this on boy, when Nakobe's in there, man, sideline to sideline, man, he makes plays.
Yeah, he looked good. He looked
good. See him get a lot more
nice
reps
to see him out there,
and he was making plays out there.
Well, he made the move. Vic made the move. He played Jihad on.
Yeah, I saw that.
Quite a bit. And Nakobe and Zach Bond. And boy, I don't think people gave Nakobe credit for how well he played last season for whatever reason. Maybe because Zach Bond was so good, but they were both so good. And to see him, that one running play, he just snipped out, was like a 4-yard loss. It was good to see him back. I thought Cooper was phenomenal too. Cooper, that touchdown he saved to Jefferson, the phenomenal play in the first half. And he just makes things difficult. I think Cooper had a big game. And then again, the red zone defense as a whole was just tremendous.
Tremendous.
Yeah. Well, good stuff. I do think something to keep an eye on, just the special teams. They haven't been as great. They were great early in the year. They had a really good start to the year. They have not been as great. You pointed out the kick. Oh, the kick return was a little better today with
Xavier Gibson.
Xavier Gibson. That's right. Yeah.
Tank Bigsby, the backup running back, only got one carry, but that was their longest run of the game.
Yeah. Was it? Saquon didn't have any longer run than that. Yeah, longest run of the game, 11-yard carry for Tank Bigsby there. I wonder if they start to use him more in that role, and that's why AJ Dillon was a healthy scratch in this game potentially. So we'll see what they end up doing there. Let's go to our super chats. We got some big ones here that we will hit first. If you send $1.99, I'm not going to get to them all until later on after John and Sills are out of here. So if you want to talk shit, it's going to cost more than $1.99. William says, 158.3. Is that a perfect passer rating? Yes, it is. Not by Jalen Hurts. Oh, I know. They weren't in the middle of the field. I know, yeah. It was the Vikings. Brian Flores. Let's move that goalpost. F Sills, respectfully love y'all. How Philly is that, Sills? F you, respectfully, I love you. Jalen will figure this shit out. Good stuff, William. Appreciate the $50 super chat, brother. Good stuff there.
Thank you very much.
Says, Sills, I'm going to cook you tomorrow. We don't deserve this abuse from you. Jalix Hunt, pick 6. Like Z said, we pass when we want. Rodgers was non-existent. You can't say nothing. How you do it? Big Sills.
You pass when you want is a ridiculous
comment. They're going to be coming for me all week, too. They were already coming
They pass when they want is ridiculous.
Yeah, that is kind of ridiculous. They did today, but they don't typically do.
Jesus Christ. They pass when they want, John. The people in Philly really believe that guy is that guy that they saw today on a day-to-day basis. He's not.
I'm going to take the under against the New York Giants with a perfect passer rating.
Yeah, me too.
Taking the under. Sorry, guys. I'm taking the under.
God.
John always stays in the middle there. Des says, Jalen deserves credit if only for a week. LOL. Nice to see a Dean sighting. Dean did have a nice game today. And Dan, can we perform a routine kickoff without getting a penalty? Running game is still suspect, but it's a great win to end the skid. I agree with everything Des says here. I think
did Elliott kick the ball where it didn't go 20?
Yeah, he had one where it didn't reach the landing zone. Yeah, I was trying to squib it because he was doing a good job because their returner was having trouble picking it up, sort of doing the Cardi thing that the Rams did. He was doing a good job, but then if you do that too much and you bobble it, before the 20 and you all of a sudden you get a penalty. It's harder than it seems. But they did a good job early with that and a bad job later.
Here's Big Marsh. So what's the complaint now, Sills? Hurts is over 300 yards passing, AJ and Smitty over 100.
What's the complaint? He'll never do that on a consistent basis in his career. There's no complaint.
Yeah, but you shouldn't expect any quarterback to do that on a consistent basis.
Well, no, nobody does. Yeah. Nobody consistently has.
I'm not. I'm saying that's not how you're going to win games. You're still going to have to win games with balance.
Well, I think look, my whole
nobody's sitting on Jalen Hurts here.
No, we're not. But I think the real part of it is it was fair to say the offense has to carry their water after the last 2 losses. They are the highest paid offense. They are supposed to kind of be a help out the defense. And it didn't seem like they were doing that at all in the first 6 weeks. And the stats said the same. Now
it's okay.
Let's put it in context then. Okay, so they did it one game. Congratulations.
There is no transitive property in the NFL. So give Jalen Hurts credit for having a phenomenal game on what's the date still? October 19th. It does not translate to next week. Never mind 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks down the road. Another example. On throws of 20-plus air yards, this is from Next Gen Stats, Hurts was 5 of 5 for 215 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Okay. I mean, John, that's Dan Marino shit.
That is not going to continue. That is not Jalen Hurts hatred. Sometimes, look at like an NBA scorer, sometimes you have it and you score 50 and, I'm an old school Sixers fan. Willie Burton once scored 50. Anybody know who Willie Burton is? No. But sometimes you have the hot hand. I'm not. Sills can defend himself, but if you guys think this is indicative of he can do this every week, no. This is one of the best games he ever played, and he's played a lot of great games. But it's not going to be consistent from week to week. Dan Marino couldn't do this from week to week. Why is that hard for people to understand?
Are you kidding, John? I mean,
no, but I think people just want to give him credit. I mean, I'm giving
nobody's not.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you?
I've said it 5 times.
I know
it's one of the best games he's ever played.
I'm not gonna defend John either. What do you want? What do you want us to do here? He played a perfect rating game to beat the Vikings. Congrats. Way to go. I'm so happy. There's not a chance in hell for the next 4 weeks he's doing this.
Well,
or how about this? Let's see it.
Well, I'm even going to go. Need to be this perfect every week, but I do think they need to be better than they were.
If he wasn't perfect, you lose.
Well, but that's not his problem. That's all the other.
That I agree with.
Right.
All I'm trying to bring is some content. All right, they're what, 5-2.
Excellent.
There's 10 games left in the regular season. Right now, I'm taking the under on 158.3 in all 10 of those games. All 10.
Well, John,
now,
what a reach.
He's going to, exactly. That's what I'm trying to point out. He's going to have a bunch of good games in there, but he ain't going to do 158.3 again. This is an outlier. Phenomenal game, but it's an outlier.
Well, I'll say, yeah. I mean, obviously, it's the third perfect passer rating in Eagles history.
Yeah,
so it's obvious.
Exactly. Yeah. It's an outlier.
No, I get that. I'm just saying. I think whenever he responds though to a week of criticism, the Jalen Hurts fanboys are going to come out.
Yeah, they do. I'm more concerned about 18 for 44 and what the hell is wrong with Saquon Barkley.
Here's Jair. You guys will like this. Here's Jair. He sent this early in the show. He says, "Great passing game by Hurts, but it's an anomaly. Don't get used to it."
Well, he's right.
All the big throws were wide open. Doesn't get rid of the fact that he struggles going through progressions. Y'all think it's fixed?
Well, I don't think it's fixed.
What's fixed? Get the hell out of here.
No, he was saying the people in the chat think it's fixed. Not you guys.
No.
I mean, look, DeVonta was wide open. AJ was wide open. He's making good throws, but there are better secondaries to come. Trust me on that.
Especially when you get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, hey, by the way, John, was that Sixer reference to the Chet Walker days? Is that because I never heard of that?
Willie Burton was he was the disastrous sort of horrible post Chuck Barkley days when they were really bad.
Okay.
And he was a guy who's just a good scorer, not a great scorer, but he went off for 50 one night. And, it happens.
How you feeling? How you feeling there, Big Z? I mean, you look like
feeling
you're
good.
back,
You
look like
got
you're
back in the
on
win
the.
column.
Are you back on the Jalen Hurts bandwagon? Well, are you back
I'm
on it?
First off, it's very simple. I was never on or off the bandwagon. First off, I'm an Eagles fan, not a Jalen Hurts fan. And when you have a $250 million offense and they don't live up to the potential, I don't think it makes you a bad fan to say the quarterback and the offense have to be better. I said that consistently for the last 10 days. I will continue to say that because this team isn't going to go the distance if the offense doesn't carry their water. But he deserves credit. He had an amazing game today. And, you know, people are going to be saying it to us all week that we got egg on our face. I'm all right with it. It is what it is. It comes
egg on our face? I don't think it is egg on your face. I think you did your job. You got it done. You responded. Well, with question marks were, can they go out there and be in the passing game? I think the thing that John and I have been saying, and John, again, I'm not speaking for you, is that, dude, consistency and balance is what's going to win a Super Bowl. Or you're going to have an iconic run game like you did a year ago. This football team's not going to have an iconic run game, so you have to have balance. This thing ain't going anywhere past the wild card.
It is very positive from a passing performance.
Absolutely.
It is. It's very positive.
It's about time we've only waited 2 years.
By the way, to my December 13th, 1994, Sills, Willie Burton scored 53 points for the Philadelphia 76ers, only attempted 19 field goals in the game.
Shit.
The second fewest field goal attempts in a 50-point game. The end of that year in 1995, he was playing for RSC in Milan overseas. Now,
oh, my God.
I'm not saying that Jalen Hurts is.
Are you saying Jalen Hurts is that guy?
No.
I'm saying he's not. Jalen Hurts is a great player. Willie Burton was not. But I'm saying sometimes these games happen. Nobody can explain them. You know, look at Ohtani. Ohtani's a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest baseball players of all time. Look at what he did the other day.
Unbelievable. Babe Ruth did that.
Sometimes whether you want to call it the zone or whatever, Jalen Hurts was in the zone today.
He was in the zone against the Vikings today. There is no doubt.
He was in the zone. He deserves credit for that. And guys, I tell you what, the NFC East is about to get a little more interesting. All right. The New York Giants have a 2-touchdown lead right now in the Broncos. Now it's early in that game. All right, but hey, maybe they found something last week versus the Eagles, and they're building on it. And I just watched Dak Prescott throw a massive touchdown pass to CeeDee Lamb, who has returned to the lineup over the Commanders. So the division's about to get interesting, everybody. It's a big win today for the Birds.
Yeah, it is a big win because they, obviously you don't want to lose 3 straight. So from that standpoint, it's good to get back on track. And I think it'll stem some of the nonsense. I don't think we'll hear about meetings this week.
Or Tanner McKee.
Or Tanner McKee. Or Kevin Patullo getting fired at the bye.
I can't wait for the Eskin interview this week. I know he's going to have to come back on.
That's Tuesday.
that stops all that talk. No meetings except the 75 scheduled meetings they have during the week.
8 meetings.
No meetings. No Tanner McKee talk. No Kevin Patullo talk. So just from that standpoint, it stems all of that. And BG will be back tomorrow. Maybe he can help.
You think that's going to happen, John?
I do think it's going to happen. So I don't think it's a good thing, but
can't be worse than what they have right now. I'll say that.
Well, they didn't play terribly. He had
a sack today, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he just sacked late. They only had 2 sacks. Morrow had 1. Uche had 1.
Morrow and Ringo almost going to be concerning, John, because they're not deep there.
And
that was concussion, so he'll be in the protocol. So it's not.
That was player on player. That was Ringo who ran into him that way. Yeah, that was tough to see.
So he might have to miss a game, but it shouldn't be long term. But yeah, I mean, look, I think for this team as it's assembled, if you can get Jahad Campbell up to speed, the best way to do it would be to have Nakobe play linebacker because he looked pretty good today. with Zach Bond and have Jihad Campbell on the edge as much as possible. But, you also have other reps because Brandon Graham would be better than Azeez Ojulari. And Jay Alexander had a nice game. Obviously he had the pick 6, but you see some of those. You see why Vic likes him because he's comfortable doing that kind of stuff. And, by the way, who was that guy on X talking about pressure with that play? What was that, Zander? Sacks are greater than pressures?
That's one of our dudes who hates your take about sacks. And he's always, every time someone makes a big sack, he tweets at me, "Oh, this is why John is wrong." So I tweeted back at him, "Well, if you're going to say John is wrong on this play, you better call out where the pressure makes a big play."
Yeah, that was pretty big pressure. Yeah. Turned it into a pick 6.
I'll take pressure every day. You get volume pressure versus a sack. I'll take volume pressure any day, any night.
I mean, Dan's a defensive lineman. Everybody in the NFL knows that.
Volume
pressure. It's way better than a sack.
Here's Jared that checks in with 20. Jared, thanks for the super, brother. All right. Is it weird that I'd rather have Swift than Saquon right now? I know it's not his fault, but he doesn't look like the right running back for the team right now.
Well, DeAndre Swift's having a good year.
He's having a really good year.
I mean, I'd rather have Saquon than DeAndre Swift. But I can't explain what's going on. Swift had 124 yards today.
Another win for the Bears.
Hey, John, you think those 465 carries are catching up with him? 900 in college.
Well, it catches up to everybody. He looked great during the summer. I thought he looked like he had more juice this summer than he had last summer.
You think he's got the same explosion?
Well, you see little hints of it. That little spin move he made when he should have been caught 4 yards in the backfield. You see little hints of it. But I think that the physical nature of those 482 touches took more out of Landon Dickerson and Cam Jurgens than Saquon Barkley.
Hey, John, so I guess they caught a hot mic down there in the end zone, and AJ, when he got the touchdown pass, says, "This is when you throw me the effing ball." What the F is that? Just throw me the effing ball.
Well, I mean, the guy wants the ball. It's not going to, the problem is when you're playing an opponent that's playing well, and it's going to happen, and it's already happened. It's going to happen down the road. When you're playing an opponent who's playing well, we still have to see, is the ball going to come out on time and that kind of stuff. We still have to see that. Like when DeVonta's streaking with 6 yards down the field, all right, make the deep throw. Awesome. Great highlight. When AJ's streaking down the field and he's wide open, awesome. But 14-14, 3rd and 7, back foot, ball out. Is that throw going to be made? I don't know.
Fair enough. Big Marsh checks in with $50. Thank you, Big Marsh. Big Marsh is coming for you, dude. He
coming for me.
How much are going to pay Zander? To $100 to put Sills in his place?
How are you going to put me in my place? Congratulations. You beat the Vikings.
John, we are on Sills for a specific reason. You may not watch Sills every day.
Whoa.
Take abuse from this chump on the daily.
On
Fuck
what?
You, Sills.
Hey. John, but you know what's funny? John says the same shit I say every single morning on 365. He says it every day. He's like this about Jalen. The quarterback is limited. He's not going to be able to do the things that you saw today on a day-to-day basis. That doesn't mean he's not going to win, and he's not talking shit on him. Okay? No. To sit there and say that John made it very clear prior to this, the pregame show, and I said it too, and I echoed it. I'm not learning anything off this Viking game. I'm not learning anything off the Giant game. Hey, congratulations for not robbing a bank. There you go.
No, I expected him to win this game. I expect him to beat the Giants next week. I expect him to beat it. So, I said the one thing that would say, all right, make me take pause in this game would be if the Eagles were blown out.
Yeah.
And which wasn't going to happen, which I said on the pregame show. And even if they did, if that Jake Elliott missed kick went back to haunt him and Minnesota converted one of these red zones and they lost this game, 28-26 or something like that, I wouldn't have been jumping off bridges. It would have been a close game between two flawed teams. I still think the Eagles are a flawed team because they can't get this running game going. And they're going to face better secondaries. Look, I said it in the pregame and I got some pushback. Isaiah Rodgers ain't that good. He's having a good season, had a good early season. I think you saw him get exposed. I saw him play all last year. He's a great third corner. I don't think he's a starting corner in this league consistently. Big time starting corner.
I
And by the way, he's their best corner.
Starting corner than Keely Ringo is.
Well, I agree. I agree from the standpoint of he'd be better. But he wasn't Darius Slay from last year. That's all I'm saying. And when he's matched up with A.J. Brown, that ain't a good matchup for Minnesota.
Hey, John, real quick. The job that Shane Steichen is doing with Daniel Jones and that Colts team, dude, they're going to go to 6-2 on the season. Or I think they're going to go to 5-2 on the season, whatever it is.
I think there's 5-1, right?
5-1. Okay, so they're going to go to 6-1 on the season.
They're playing right now. I'm not sure what the update is.
It's 20-3 Colts.
20-3, the Colts.
Yeah.
Who they playing? The Chargers?
Let me see here. They're playing
Daniel Jones has already got two touchdowns. I said most people, and I have a all-pro MVP vote. I'm voting for Daniel Jones right now. Now, season's not over. If we had the vote, I would vote for Daniel Jones.
Pro Football Writers, John, that's a big one.
AP votes. But yeah, I would vote for Daniel Jones to be the MVP of this league right now. Now, long way to go.
I think I'd go Baker, but both of them are a good option. Here's Big Marsh again. You talk shit on themselves. That's the difference, but you go glorify Baker Mayfield.
I will. Baker Mayfield is playing MVP football right now, carrying a football team.
Yeah, I think he'd be number 2.
Week to week, Baker Mayfield has carried his team.
Through a lot of adversity in terms of injuries as well.
I mean, Hurts has not carried his football team. Hurts has won a lot of games, though, other games earlier, because of his wheels and some situational throws he made. So I'm not going to dismiss that. But Mayfield's had a great year so far, especially on Monday night. Big matchup with Detroit, by the way, in the NFC.
Do you guys think that Kevin Patullo had a better game than he's had through the first 6 weeks today?
Well, because the quarterback had a better game.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, the quarterback had a better game. They were able to do more things, and Jalen Hurts was able to – they got a lot of single coverage too, man. I don't know what Brian Flores, he was trying to bring pressure.
I don't.
I mean, John, how about all the single coverage they did out there?
They couldn't get home and they couldn't cover. So, I mean, that's
a good remedy.
It's not a good situation to be in. When you feel like you can't get home, so you send extra pressure, and you feel like you can't cover, and they couldn't cover. That's a bad recipe.
Thank you, Marsh. I appreciate it, though, man.
Yeah, Marsh, appreciate it, man. What's the recipe then? Because you guys are both. I mean, I just think Jalen deserves credit for a big game. I'm not saying he has to do it every single week.
Give him credit 15
Everyone
times.
is giving him credit.
I'm just saying, what off of this then? Where do the Eagles go? Like, does it have to be more this? Is it less run? Do they change the style they've been trying to play from last year? What do you guys expect this offense to morph into in the next couple of weeks?
Well, they have to run. They have to run the football better than they're running the football right now to be any kind of consistent offense. Next week, you're going to have the Giants are not as good up and down the roster as Minnesota, but guess what? Styles again. You already saw it 2 weeks ago. They have a great defensive front. They're not going to need to send extra pressure. something as little as that can impact the game greatly.
Right. Another man in coverage, obviously.
And where was Wentz moving the chains at the end of the game with his wheels? Jackson Dart can move the sticks with his wheels. And so that's going to be something to keep an eye on. Now, again, the Giants already, man, in their book, you split on the season 1-1. They won it as far as they're concerned. If you're the Eagles, you're disappointed you're going to be 1-1 versus the New York Giants. You were expecting to sweep them.
Yeah, but if the Giants come in with that mindset, they're going to get waxed. But hopefully, from their standpoint, hopefully they don't have their mindset. Obviously, they're playing better. They're still up on Denver 13-0. Denver's one of those teams that is, they could look really bad.
They're limited in offense, John.
Yeah. Well, Bo Nix is limited, but
he is.
Part of the reason that loss pissed me off all that much more.
That's it. Think about
because Scatterboo was trucking people.
It feels like to me that the Eagles dominated this football game. It feels like they pretty much handled Minnesota, and it's still a one-score game.
Yeah,
that's the NFL.
And almost 400 yards on offense.
Well, I think the big stuff there, I mean, I know the offense, we're talking about how good the offense is now, but at halftime, the offense was a little bit, suspect in that they had 2 takeaways on defense, and you were only up 14-6 at the half, and you look at that, you're like, that's a win for the Vikings. To give the ball away twice, to have a pick 6, and then the Eagles scored on their first drive, and to only be down by 8 at the half was, I thought, a win for the Vikings, but obviously it didn't matter because the Eagles had a great second half as well.
Yeah. But
plus,
that
Vic
tells
was
you
great in the red zone.
Yeah. That tells you how close the NFL is, though. Because they played a pretty poor game, and who knows? Even if that Hawkinson thing wasn't overturned, it's a much closer environment where you have to play differently. So, NFL's tough, man. That's why you shouldn't
3-point margins, John.
I'm curious why both of you thought Hawkinson's catch was a touchdown. The rules analyst said it wasn't. I mean, I guess it was a gray area, but
I thought it was a catch.
I thought he had control of the football, but
me too.
As Pereira and
I didn't see it hit the ground.
It didn't hit the ground, but Pereira knows better than me. This is to the over legislation of football. You have to have control throughout, and evidently when he rolled over, he bobbled the ball a little bit, and that means incomplete. Look,
even when it never hits the ground, you get the control of the ball. That's
it did hit the ground.
They've made this so difficult because the nose of the football can hit the ground. The ball can hit the ground as long as you have control over it.
Control of it, right.
And the ground is not aiding that control. It was clear that the ground didn't aid control of the initial catch. But as he rolled over, he bobbled it a little bit and took it back to his, secured it. You remember the Butch Johnson touchdown, Sills? I'm sure you do.
Super Bowl against the Broncos.
Yeah, you remember that thing?
Yeah, because he rolled and then he really that wasn't. Did you think that was a catch, John?
Well, it was a catch. It's not a catch today.
Right.
It was a catch then.
Right.
And I'm saying that's how much the game has changed.
Yes.
Like you had a split second control. You're in the end zone, touchdown. That's how it used to be for years.
That's right.
Now they have this over legislated bullshit. So all I'm saying is in a different era, that's a touchdown. He had control of the football. He made a play. It's a great play, by the way. Should have been a touchdown, but by the rules, the over legislation of the rules, Mike Pereira says it's not. I'll buy to Mike Pereira. I know if Dallas Goedert made that catch, Eagles fans would be incensed. But, and that's to my point, Zander, which I bring up every week. What do I bring up? Some go your way, some don't. That went your way.
Yep, no doubt about it. Guys, what did you think of Jahad Campbell off the edge? We didn't know. I mean, we talked about it, obviously, but the possibility was there with the thinness at edge group, but we speculated maybe Bond, maybe Campbell. Campbell ended up there and Nakobe at the linebacker spot. What'd you guys think of the way Campbell played off the edge?
I didn't notice any splashy plays, but I think the ability to get Nakobe on the field might be your better option than, using more Azeez Ojulari, So if you get all three on the field, Campbell playing edge and Dean and Bond at linebacker, I think you're better than if you're playing Azeez Ojulari or Patrick Johnson. And maybe Brandon Graham changes that, but I think it helped the Eagles getting Nakobe on the field.
John, you're talking like Graham's coming back.
Yeah, I think he's coming back.
You think they'll have him on the practice? Is there any kind of window, a ramp up for you taking a guy off the well, you got to first come off the retired list. There's a retired list that he went on. And according to NFL Players Association, you have to come off that list. I don't know if you get a window. Sometimes, Zander, when you come off IR, you get a window. I don't know.
You get a 21-day. You get a 21-day practice window coming off IR. I'm not sure if you get a 21.
I don't either.
Practice. You probably get something, but I think it'll be pretty quick. I mean, that was the whole point of seeing, Brandon. They talked to Brandon before they signed Zadarius Smith and sort of took his temperature, and he said, let me see. Let me start working out. Let me see where I am. So this has been in play for a little while. I don't know how close he is. I assume he's not going to come in and play 50 snaps. So
10, 15 snaps a game, is that the expectation? Probably.
Well, that's what it was last year when he ended up playing more because he's better than the other guys. And I think the same thing will happen this year, where Vic will probably go into it 15, 20 snaps, and then he'll say, well, this guy's better than this guy, so I'm going to keep him out there. But we'll see how it shakes out. I do expect him to be back. And I don't know if that's a good thing because I want to find a way to get Nakobe on the field. And the only way you can do that is more Jahad Campbell on the edge.
You take him off ball, John? Really? Wow. I mean, you're developing him to be an off-ball linebacker.
Well, they I go back to when Howie drafted him. All he talked about was him as a pass rusher.
And he played it at Alabama. He got off
ball. He was recruited as an edge rusher.
Yeah.
And then Will Anderson got Will Anderson was there. I think Dallas Turner was there. Somebody, so he wasn't going to play on the edge, and they moved him to off-ball linebacker. The whole plan was to play him on the edge at Alabama.
You think that got expedited, John, when Smith retired? That they ramped that up even more about?
Oh God, yeah. He wouldn't even. Yeah, both of them, BG and Campbell on the edge. Both of them got expedited because Smith retired. If Smith didn't retire, BG wouldn't be coming in and Campbell wouldn't be playing the edge other than the occasional snap here and there. So it expedited both of them.
Well, we'll see what they end up doing there. Overall, though, I do think the defense had a. I mean, I can't really tell the defense.
Red zone, baby. They did a tremendous job.
Which is kind of Vic Fangio's bread and butter in terms of bend but don't break, right? I mean, that's
well. I'll tell you this, Andrew. I'll give up 7,000 yards from 20 to 20. I mean, you tell me that I'm the number one defense in red zone. That's how you win football games, dog. That's how you keep people out of the end zone. And those field goals kind of reminded me of the Ram game a little. Rams not cashing in on them opportunities to score. I kept saying, you're not going to beat the Eagles.
Well, you got some help too. That one holding call on Brand that was not holding. I thought it was holding, and then they showed the replay, and I'm like, oh, he just dominated the guy, and you get a break. You get a break.
John, how'd you think Wentz played?
Not well. Not well.
Yeah.
That 3-play sequence. So you had pick 6, and then they got the ball back, and he threw. He was trying to throw a swing pass, and he threw it way behind the guy, and it ended up being an 8-yard loss. And then he tried to. It was like a punt to Makuba's interception. Those were 3 plays in a row. That was brutal. That might have cost him the game.
So, John, Wentz played a poor game, and Hurts played the greatest game in the history of the Philadelphia Eagles, and they beat the Vikings. Is that where I'm taking away here?
Well, it was not an impressive win other than the passing game and red zone defense.
Okay.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
I thought it was still an impressive win.
Well, I thought the passing game was tremendous. I thought the red zone defense was tremendous. But, why are they in that game?
I think the pass.
I still don't know. I still don't know how they were in that game. I still can't figure it out. How were they in that game?
Minnesota?
Yeah.
3 and outs.
How were they in that game?
They were starting to steal possessions, John, because they were 3 of 10, and they started to be able to move the ball a little bit, and Wentz started moving the ball with his legs, and they were starting to get in position where they were winning on 1st and 2nd down. They were getting a little bit of a run game, not a lot, a little bit of a run game going, and they were able to make some plays, especially on the numbers. I mean, they were
their running game was terrible.
Terrible.
And it was better than the Eagles' running game, and it was terrible.
I don't know what's going on with our damn running game, man.
I mean, there needs to be a serious conversation on Barkley, like what's going on here with that. Because, I mean, I get the O-line, I get all that, but I mean, it's like non-existent. Just non-existent.
Yeah, no, it's struggling, no doubt about it. Well, you're going to need to see more of those types of games from Jalen Hurts. I'm not saying it's got to be perfect, but, if the running game never gets going, you have a new formula to win this year, and it's not running the football, obviously. So they're going to need to change the way they play a little bit if they're not able to get the running game. I like Tank Bigsby to run the ball a little bit more.
What do you have? One carry 14 yards? There you go.
1 carry for 11 yards. Longest run of the day. Tank is great until he fumbles, then people will have
John, that was the longest run of the day?
Yeah, for the Eagles, yeah.
Oh.
Longest run of the day was 16 yards from Carson Wentz. That tells you the running game on both sides.
Couple more guys I want to read before you go.
Mason had a 12-yard run. That was his longest run.
We'll see what they end up doing here. Here's William, checks in with 20. Thanks, William. I told y'all last week in a super chat, Hurts will figure it out. Sills, you are right. The coordinators aren't there for Hurts, but he will continue to go outside the organization for help, but he will succeed. He has the clutch gene.
What outside the? What are you talking about? Come on. What? It's always like every time he plays poorly.
They're referencing the Wink Martindale thing, John.
Every time he plays poorly, it's the coach's fault. And every time he plays well, he plays well despite the coaches.
Yeah, that is a stupid narrative.
I mean, come on. He played a great game.
We did talk about change this week, John, with the coordinator a little bit. That they were going to have a different approach to the game.
Yeah, under center.
Yeah, while running the football, which they did in the first drive. And then they were unsuccessful and they had to change. Which, by the way, he deserves credit for those adjustments.
A lot of things were cosmetic, though, John. Stuff.
Because execution matters more than that bullshit.
It does. It was more cosmetic stuff.
It worked. So again, now it's on film. And by the way,
he also mentioned he called Nick Saban a week ago. That's what people are also talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, hopefully he goes outside the organization.
I don't think that's
maybe the guy that fired you. I got it.
Maybe Saquon can go outside the organization, get some help. I don't know.
You gonna call Brian Dable?
But
hey, he's better working with Cammy Scatterbo.
Wait, he's gonna call James Franklin, probably, right?
I mean, look,
he's got time.
I always use the GPS comparison. When you set your GPS, you're going to get to that destination. No matter how many detours, it's going to take you to that destination. So all these people are convinced that Kevin Patullo or Nick Sirianni are both suck. So every time Jalen Hurts plays well, it's somebody else's, either his or somebody outside the organization, evidently. And every time he plays poorly, it's their fault. Think about how sit in the corner and think about how absurd that is. So next week already against if he plays poorly, that's Kevin and Nick's fault. If he plays well, because he called up Nick Saban or Lane Kiffin, or not Lane Kiffin, Lincoln Riley. I apologize. Maybe I'll call up Lincoln. He's busy losing. Who did he lose to?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
And Lane Kiffin had a tough blow that game to Georgia too. And that one. Here's Big Norm. I don't get what Big Norm is listening to. He says, "You guys are the worst. You cannot give Hurts credit. No one said he would do this every game."
These are people that drive me insane. I said at least 6 times.
Dude, it's on tape.
This is one of the best games he's ever played. At least 6 times.
If you don't have a blow-up doll of Jalen Hurts sitting next to your desk when you go on the air, these guys just, hey, we're looking at what they've done for 28 quarters. This is the first game. What did they say? This first 300-yard game in over a year. Yeah. This is an anomaly. This isn't normal. Come on. You're making this thing sound like
here's Young Swoosh. He says, the biggest point is that if I told you a week ago Jalen would have 300-plus yards and 3 touchdowns against the best passing defense in the league, you would have laughed all stream long like you did when Eskin said Hurts was number 2.
Hey, I never said – I wasn't in that – I said, no way do I think you're sitting Jalen. I never in a million years was ever in that room.
And I said all week that this is not a good matchup for Minnesota.
Yeah, you did, John.
All week.
And yet, John, they were in the game.
And by the way, they didn't have the number 1 passing defense. They weren't terrible, but they were not number 1.
They were 2, weren't they?
No, I don't think they were 2. They were top 10. Let me look. Oh, they were 2. All right, they're 2
passing. Yeah, I thought they were 2 passing.
6 total. I was thinking
6
of total.
Yeah.
2.
No, they were a good pass defense for sure.
Yeah.
That was a big performance for the Eagles. It's a confidence performance too, guys. This is a team that coming off of 2 straight losses versus 2 teams who I didn't think were on their level, and I don't think they thought they were on their level. I know it's the NFL and you can get beat by anybody, but you talk about the human element of the game all the time, John. There is a human element. I do think this is a confidence game for this team to get a win and to go out there and pass the way that they did today.
Oh, sure. I mean, anytime you play like that, it's a big confidence boost. 158.3. Everybody knows that number in this league for good reason. And that is rare. As you pointed out, what was it, 3rd time in Eagles history?
Yeah.
That's it. And the Eagles have been around since 1933. So you can go back and formulate those numbers because people have done that. They do that, even though they weren't numbers when they did it back then. So this doesn't happen very often, and it's not going to happen. So don't get too excited. That's all my point. This shit doesn't happen often. Enjoy it, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen next week. There is no transitive theory in the NFL.
Hey, John, just to give you some context here. So all the Eagle wins this year, 4 points, 3 points, 7 points, 6 points, 4 points. If anybody thinks that these guys are blowing people out, you're out of your tree.
Well, I brought up that, and I'm going to say it again. Eagles were outgained in all 6 games entering this game. Now make it 7. Of the 90, there have been 92 teams all time that have been outgained in each of their first 6 games. Now 7 for the Eagles. 5 of those teams have gone to the playoffs. 0 have reached the Super Bowl. They still have shit to fix. But the good thing is they're persevering. They've been able to win 5 games. And, they're going to be in first place in the NFC East, no matter what happens today. And that's a good thing. But they have to play better. There's no doubt about that. Not today, the passing game, the red zone defense, passing grades. A+ for the passing game. I would say B+ for the red zone defense. The only reason I don't give them an A+ is because there were a couple, the holding call was iffy and the Hawkinson play was iffy, but they did a great job. So I give them a B+. Everything else, running game.
You better watch
Carson,
out, John.
How many yards did
John,
Carson?
you better watch out here, man.
How many yards did Carson Wentz throw for today?
313.
Over 300 yards.
Jordan Addison is still open. He's still catching passes.
Jordan Addison was cooking people today, man. He was cooking Quinyon too, so I don't even want to hear the Keely Ringo.
Oh yeah,
he's completely healthy.
Quinyanamo Bay. Somehow Jordan Addison was able to escape.
Yeah.
All right, boys,
hey, John, he was in the Keys.
Are the Eagles back on track then? Because both of you guys keep saying they're not going to do it. We all know.
I want John to answer that first. I want John to answer that.
I
first.
said what I
do, Sills.
Zander knows I'm very consistent. I said what I said before the game. I'm not going to learn anything from this game. I didn't learn much from this game other than they persevered. They find a way to play winning football more often than not. I think that's a good thing. I tried to defend the head coach and I got shot down for it because God forbid. Jalen Hurts had one of the best games he's ever played. I'm still worried about the running game. I'm not taking too much. I want to get to those games. I want to get to Green Bay. I want to get to Detroit. If they beat those two teams, I won't stop. You'll love it because I won't stop talking them up. But I got to get to those two games to see what this team is.
Fair enough. Big Sills, how about you?
Congratulations for doing your gig and getting the job done versus the Minnesota Vikings. And as John said, I agree. And I second that the passing game hadn't showed up in over a year and a half. Outstanding job. I mean, I really think that those guys played well. The run game is really the issue. And Saquon Barkley, the health of the offensive line, maybe that 2005 rushing attack a year ago took more of its toll on the offensive line than Saquon Barkley. So, listen, these are all stepping stones, but it's a week-to-week league, dude. It's all about matchups. And this coming matchup against New York, John said it in the pregame. The pregame is this. The New York Giants are built to beat the Eagles.
I don't know about that.
They are going to be in that game, and that's why they beat you before, because they are trying. That's why they got all these edge rushers now, like Abdul Carter, like they've got Kayvon Thibodeau, like they got Brian Burns, like they've got Dexter Lawrence in the middle. There's a reason. And by the way, Dexter Lawrence versus Brett Toothy Toth, I'll tell you what, I want to see that game come next week.
That's a big injury. We got to see what Cam is. That was a knee injury. So obviously, if he's not going to play, you might have to start thinking about moving Landon Dickerson back to center. If he's healthy
enough. Dickerson over to center, then you're going to go, wow, man. That's
what about one of those guys like a Willie Lampkin, John? They won't go there, or even the guy that you just drafted, Drew Kendall.
Drew Kendall will probably be active, but obviously they don't think he's ready. Willie Lampkin's on injured reserve, so.
Zander, congratulations to Jalen Hurts on playing the greatest passing game in the history of the Philadelphia.
Hey, congratulations to me for.
No, I'm saying congratulations on Jalen on playing the greatest game in Eagle history to beat the Minnesota Vikings. Kudos. On to New York.
On to New York.
No doubt. All right, boys, good post-game show. Appreciate both of you for doing it. John, if only you knew how much gas you dropped in the Sileo mobile for this week. You don't even know. All right, good stuff, man.
John gave me so much ammo. Are you kidding me?
What did I do? I said the guy played a phenomenal game.
Gun come Monday.
I said it's unrealistic to expect that each and every week. Sometimes you have a 53-point scoring game. That's all.
Hold on, John. I got to take that. No, okay, I got it. I wrote it down.
Does anybody expect
No.
Ohtani to go in the World Series and hit 3 home runs again?
Hey, hang on, John. I might think that.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, he might. He might.
Dude, that was insane, man.
That was
10
insane.
strikeouts in 6 innings. He hit one out of Dodger Stadium over the mezzanine. I mean, come on
He's
now.
crazy. He's crazy.
mean, I'm a Reggie Jackson guy. He once hit, I believe,
3
consecutive home runs on 3 pitches in the World Series.
That's right.
3
5
pitches.
in that series, 2 in a game 6.
Yeah, 3 pitches. I don't think anybody's ever done that since, and that was 1977.
Yep.
Sometimes you're in the zone. All I'm saying is 158.3. Take the under next week. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Yes. All right, good stuff. All right, guys. Thank you. I'll talk to both of you guys tomorrow.
Catch you later, John. Thank you, guys.
All right. See you guys.
All right, thanks, boys. There's both John and Dan. All right, great post-game show here today. We're just getting started on the post-game show. For all the people who are bitching at me in the chat, I better see you on the screen, including you, Dabney, you shrimp-ass Dabney. You better join the show, Dabney. All that shit you got to say. You hide behind an anonymous picture. All that shit. You guys better join the show. In all seriousness, beautiful thing for the Eagles to get back in the win column. All right. You know what I love, though? I love all the people who come in and tell me how I'm allowed to be a fan. No, Zander, you're not allowed to root for the Eagles anymore because you were mean to the quarterback this week. Oh, shut your mouth. All of you nerds. All of you nerds will sit down and you will listen to the show. All right? I'm going to rattle through our super chats. We got plenty of them. I'm sorry. I'll never get to all of them here on the post-game show. I pay these guys too much for the 90 minutes I get with them to read off all super chats all day long. All right. But I will get to them all. All right. I will get to them all. Sig Lord, you do not hate Sills. That's a ridiculous comment. All right. Dabney says, you got McMullen and Sileo in your ear all day. Yeah, they're 2 smart football guys who know more football than probably this entire chat combined. Khaled says, Mitchell put clamps on Jefferson all game. Jefferson did not have a big game today. I think it was obviously more Jordan Addison who got the most of them. Jordan Addison's a great player. I think we all knew coming into the game Jordan Addison would be the guy who would get to us because we had Q back, So good stuff. Here's my boy Chris Baker, Big Z. We got big dubs in the Twin City. Pops is pissed. Baker, I'm happy you guys had a good game, though, man, or a good time at the game. That was a good one. It was a good one to be at for sure. Jalen Hurts delivered a special performance today. No doubt about it. All right. Good stuff. Here's M. Reyes. Still hating JAKIB Nation. What did I tell you? M. Reyes, they have given you the proper ammunition to speak. Okay. They've given you the ammunition. Here's Gabe. Sills, your boy Zay Rogers got cooked. Yes, he did, Gabe. Bird season. Go ahead and talk shit about Jalen now, Zander. Bird season. Let me make sure you tell me how to be a fan. Rich Porter. Keep that same energy, Zander. Stay over there. Oh, my God. Giving your fan card of 27 years because you were mean to my quarterback. You were mean to my quarterback. Who was ranked 30th in the NFL. Shut the fuck up, Rich Porter. You baby back bitch. Shut up, dork. Here's Brian Pumper. First good stats game from Jalen Hurts since the Industrial Revolution. Keep it up, Buttercup. You hate to see it. There's Pumper. Josh Herman says, one game doesn't erase years of inconsistency, but hats off to the QB today. Now go do it again. Fair enough, Josh. I agree with that take 100%. I agree with that 100%. Junior says, here come the Jalenites. Offense still looks congested. Only thing that saved them was chucking it downfield, letting the wide receivers make plays on the ball. Junior, that's not what happened today. Come on. A lot of deep throws, yes. But if you're telling me that DeVonta Smith pass was a chucking the ball down the field, come on, Junior. Come on. All right, let's be real. Let's be real. All right? I mean, come on, dog. That was not that. All right, look. I've proven to you guys, when Jalen deserves criticism, I will duel it out. When he doesn't, you're not, come on. Come on. That's not what happened today. All right? Come on. Big Norm says, Silly, you talked a lot of smack about Jalen. Are you new to the program? He's been doing it for 3 years, but that's all right. Sills has his takes, And a lot of times Sills is right, but when he's not, he deserves to eat his crow just like I do. Jair says, delusional if you think this is consistent. Now, we have no evidence it'll be consistent. Here's Greg. Hurts was asked after the game what was different about this week's performance compared to the last two, and his answer was, I don't know. I got to look at film. That's a very Jalen Hurts answer. Jalen doesn't give much in pressers. Stig Lord says, this is why shaming worked. Thank you, Sig. That's actually a good take for once. This is why shaming. Everybody's like, oh, my God. You can't speak about the quarterback. No. Bullshit. Bullshit. The quarterback wasn't delivering for the first 6 weeks. Neither was the offense. And we said it on the program. Now he delivered. Well done. About time. About time. You don't need Saquon Barkley to carry you to the house. About time. You got the greatest receivers in football. About time. Let's go, Sig. Sig's in the bring back bullying camp. Jair says, one game and y'all think it's fixed. Even liars tell the truth once in a while. Hurts fans both show. Hey, listen, Hurts deserves credit for today, Jair. Big Marsh, going to be a bad day for you tomorrow, Sills. I don't think so. I think Sills is going to have a field day tomorrow. The one thing I love about Sills is he loves his job. He loves what he does. He loves talking football, and he will face the smoke. He will face the fire, baby, just like I will. Here's this nerd who thinks he can tell me how to be a fan. Fuck you, bird season. Turned into Mickey Mouse. No, I didn't. Jalen Hurts stunk for the first 6 weeks. The offense was 30th in football. He decided to show up. Jalen Hurts, welcome to the 2025 football season. Thank you for showing up. Holy mackerel. Welcome to the 2025 campaign. The parade float dropped them off in Minnesota. The parade float dropped them off in Minnesota. Holy shit. Holy shit. Here's Andrew. Sells with that salty look on his face. Said Jalen couldn't pass without a run game. Can I get an elite? I'll give you an elite today. Here's James Maiden. Finally played a complete game. True. True. All right. Here's Big Marsh. Sills looking stupid. Now go play with those Bucs fans. Don't play with us. He ain't looking stupid, Big Marsh. Here's William Robinson. Jalen Hurts against the number 2 passing defense. Don't want to hear it. 158.3. He deserves credit for today. All right? He deserves credit. Big Marsh says, and this is just a pregame for me, Sills. You better get your excuses, right? All right, Big Marsh. You're bringing it. You're bringing it, my boy. Here's Roll Philly. Me and Roll Philly are going back and forth. He said, I told you, Zander. F those who say Jalen can't. All right, Roll Philly. Let's do it week in and week out now. All right? Let's do it week in and week out. You showed up in week 7. I could have used you 1 through 6. I could have used you versus the Giants last week. I could have used you versus Broncos. It's a good win today. Let's keep it up now. All right? Roll Philly says, everyone on the screen right now is eating crow. I like my crow crispy with extra salt. Okay? William Robinson, dual threat Super Bowl MVP. Can't take it away ever. No matter what you say or feel, it's history. Deal with it. No narrative will change it. Sorry. In 10 years, William, the defense will get more credit for that Super Bowl than Jalen Hurts. Mark my words. In 10 years, mark my words, William. That Super Bowl will be remembered as the Vic Fangio defense Super Bowl. Mark my words, William. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Stay focused says, why compare Nick to those coaches who call plays? That's right, you can't. Josh B says, I get Cam and Landon are hurt. Why is my Lotta playing so bad? I didn't notice him too bad today, Josh B. I mean, he got beat here and there, but I didn't really notice it over the top. I mean, they got a lot of edge rushers. They got a lot of pass rushers. Forget edge rushers. They got a lot of pass rushers on that team. So let's see. Here's Big Mark. Sills is mad AF. I do love Sills. Sometimes Sills' face on the post-game shows after the Eagles win, he's got to pull down the hat a little extra further. I love it. I do love it. I have fun either way. I love sports, and I love being an Eagles fan. Good, bad, or indifferent. All right? Even when they stink and I'm mad, I have a lot of fun doing it. And all the nerds who come in here, Zander, eat your crow. What do you think that does? I don't give a shit. Here is Big Marsh again. No, you didn't, Sills. You told us Rodgers was all pro. This and that. Stop it. Here's worst behavior. Hilarious super chat. Might be the super chat of the day. What Bible verse will AJ use that talks about getting 2 touchdowns and 120 yards? Oh, man. That's a good super chat. That is a good super chat. I like that super chat. Listen, I've been saying this for weeks. Throw A.J. Brown the ball. You got A.J. Brown. Throw him the ball. Keep doing it. Clary Void, member for 14 months. Thank you, Clary Void. Eagles needed Hurts to have a perfect day and Wentz throwing the game to win. I don't know. More concerning than anything. Looks like 23. Nah, if it's 23, Clary Void, they don't win that game. That's a good win. I mean, look, it's the NFL, dude. You're going to have battles. This is a team that was the number 6 overall defense in pro football, dude. I get it. The defensive side of it, probably more concerning today. Wentz throwing for 316. He did have 2 takeaways. You did play the number 2 passing off or defense in football. I mean, come on, it's the NFL, guys. This isn't college where you're Alabama going up against, Alabama State or Alabama, UAB Birmingham. Come on. It's the NFL. You got good opponents. I don't agree with this take. I don't agree with it when Sil said it either. Big Marsh, this was funny. I never mean to disrespect the Supers, Big Marsh. I don't. But you guys got to understand, it's a slippery slope. If I go to all super chats, I don't have a show. I don't have a post-game show. The post-game show is just super chats. And I got news for you guys. I don't make enough money in super chats to pay their bills, all right, to pay my bills. So if I get thousands of dollars, maybe we could go down that road. But right now we can't go down that road. So you guys got to understand that. He said, how much I got to pay, Zander? $100 to put Sills in his place. You let that bum Mark speak peace every week for free. No, that's not true. We love Mark Holmes, though. Come on. Here's Ski Slime, limited QB, eat crow. I like it. Good super chat. Kimberly says, it's because defenses studied the run game. That's what happens when you win. The run got exposed. It happens all the time with winning teams. That's true. Good take, Kimberly, per usual. Hangry Dog says, Johnny Mac doesn't use never ever Sills. Well, that's part of the way Sills does his show. All right. Part of the way Sills does his program. Thank you, John. Sills finna hate on that. I don't know what you're talking about. Big Marsh says, M-Reyes, talk your shit. We can defeat this bully Sills. Send the info for me to sign up to the Discord. Somebody can put it in the chat, the Discord. This bully Sills must be contained. That's pretty funny. Sanoopy says, have to give J-Mac his props. He said Wentz was going to give us a couple. Yeah, he certainly did. Turned into Mickey Mouse. Shut up, Bird Season. You even had a good comment. You must be watching with your eye. Oh, good one. Boy, that is a good one. Let me make sure. You know what, Big Bird Season? Let me make sure I launch a podcast with you because I'm sure tons of people will tune in to hear those takes. What a stupid comment. Young Swoosh. What's up, brother? Jalen Hurts on the season. 16 touchdowns, 1 pick, 242. 16 touchdowns. Are you using the rushing touchdowns too? Young Swoosh, don't give me this bullshit. Are you using the rushing touchdowns too? Dude, come on. The tush push, I mean, we're pushing them in from 1 yard out. You really think that deserves to go on? That's like the people who say Jalen Hurts is a better dual threat quarterback because he's going to have more rushing touchdowns than him. Come on, man. Than Cam Newton. Come on, man. Sometimes I love our fan base, but sometimes we go to complete delusion land. Come on, man. He's got 11 touchdowns and a pick. Keep it at that. That's a good stat line. What do you have to throw in 5 tush push touchdowns for? Look at this idiot. Goat stature to call what Sileo does a program. I'd like to see you run. I'd like to see you be on camera for 10 minutes, my guy, let alone 4 hours a day. All right? Straight. Goat. You wouldn't know talent if it slapped you across your nose. Mr. Rosy Cheeks. Big Marsh says, how much you pay Sills? I'll reimburse you. Take my straight jacket off. Come on, Big Marsh. I don't think you're ready to reimburse me for that, by the way. B Pump says, box score may say one thing, but that was an ugly game. This is the epitome of the 23 Eagles. I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. I think you said that after week 4, too. I hate this comment. Here's Josh. Josh says Zander switched on so fast on Jalen, it's wild. Josh Pratt, let me ask you a question. You don't do a show. So you sit there with your stupid fucking account and you just glaze your quarterback whenever the narrative fits. I talk about the Eagles for 25 hours a week. The offense was ranked 30th in pro football. It's not switching up to say your quarterback has to elevate the team. Look around the league. Why are the Giants good all of a sudden? The quarterback. Why are the Patriots playing good? The quarterback. Why did the Vikings lose today? The quarterback stunk. The quarterback is responsible. When you have the 30th ranked offense in pro football and you lose to the Broncos and the Giants, you are not above criticism. Josh, stay in your fucking lane and I'll stay in mine. Thank you, brother. Holy shit. You are like a dumbass. You are like a total dumbass. A lot of you people are dumbasses. Here's this guy. Come on, Zander. You switching, bitch. Okay, Jobby92M. Josh Prout. Are you under the impression that Jalen Hurts is as talented of a quarterback as Josh Allen? Really? Really? Is that what you're telling me right now? Are you trying to tell me right now that if you had a fantasy draft and you reset the league and you had the first overall pick, you would take Jalen Hurts over Josh? Is that what you would do, Josh Prout? Is that really what you would do? You would take Jalen Hurts over Josh Allen. Is that the take? Jalen didn't deserve any criticism because Josh Allen, who I don't cover, I don't care about, I'm not a fan of, and I don't give a rat's ass about the AFC Buffalo Bills. I don't give a shit about Josh Allen. They're completely different scenarios. What a stupid comment. Holy shit, there's more stupidity in here than I thought. Holy shit. Here's my boy Dez. Dez is not stupid. Hey, Zander, Bama's looking pretty good. Dude, Dez, they're looking real good. They still got to fix that run defense, but overall, they've navigated the tough stretch well. And they got some guys on the D-line, Dez, that are coming along. Ty Simpson is a freaking stud. He is a freaking stud. All right, Ryan Williams had a huge game the other night. He made some nasty good catches in that game. Big win, man. Big win over Tennessee. Dez, I lit up one of these bad boys last night. Where is it? I lit up one of these bad boys last night. Lit up one of these suckers. Smoke them if you got them. Smoking on that Tennessee pack. Smoking on that Tennessee pack. Great win for the Alabama Crimson Tide. All right. Here's this guy. You're off your rocker. Dude, we lost 2 games to the Broncos and the Giants. 2 straight games. The offense was not good in those games. We were the 30th ranked offense in pro football. The quarterback, even though you are a fanboy and you don't give a shit about any objectivity, deserved some criticism in that time frame. Today, he had a great game. He deserves credit. I have given him all of his credit. Go, shut your bitch ass up. And you too, Jobby, little JB. This chat is sad. Our fan base is no better. Exactly, Gregorio. We are literally this fan base is turning into the Cowboys fan base. That's 100% what they are. You can never criticize the quarterback. What are you talking about? What are you, Dak Prescott fans? You sound like Mark Holmes. Speaking of the devil, you sound like Mark Holmes. The Cowboys lost, but at least Dak threw a lot of yards. At least Dak played well. That's you, JV boy. You're a Cowboy fan. B Pump says, I told y'all about Rodgers. He was getting smoked in that Rams game all day. Too freaking Atwell. Yeah, he was. Rodgers was getting cooked today. All right. Jay Slay, do you listen to a thing? What am I dealing with right now? Guys, sometimes Eagle fans, as much as I love this city, all right, as much as I love being a fan, I've been one for 27 years. Here come all the people. You can't be a fan anymore. I got that on my Twitter like 3 times. You can't be a fan. Stay on that side. Stay on that side. I spent 27 years of my life rooting for the team. You think I'm going to bail because a couple of idiots on Twitter were mad that I criticized the quarterback? I'm going to put a camera on you guys. Jay Slay, I'm going to put a camera on you. Let's hear the way you're a fan. Nimrod. And catch. That's what every honest fan does. And then you have Cowboy fans. You have Cowboy Eagle fans. That's what I'm going to start calling them. We got Cowboy Eagle fans now that have infiltrated our fan base. They've infiltrated our fan base to where you're no longer allowed to talk about any objectivity about our own team, or else you can't be a fan anymore. We got Cowboy Eagle fans here. Cowboy Eagle fan. Javi's a Cowboy Eagle fan. That's what he is. Okay? Scott Squad, good take. Nakobe Dean looked great out there today. Yeah, Nakobe Dean in the run game, he is a menace. He is really, really a menace in the run game. All right? Really is. Incredible. Incredible stuff from him today. And to having him back on the field, you know, I didn't think they were going to go back down that road because they have obviously a first-round pick that they spent on Campbell, who's played really well. But I think it's pretty clear the best scenario is to have Nakobe Dean on the field. All right, I do. I got to turn on my window unit air conditioner because you guys got me pissed off. I'm just upset that we have so many dumb Eagles. I wish we had smarter fans. I used to say to people, JAKIB has such smart Eagles fans. I might have to stop saying that to people. I might have to stop saying that. I might have to say JAKIB Nation is delusional. I might have to start saying that. Can you believe it, Scott Squad? I have to start telling people we got a delusional fan base. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Yeah, I never thought I'd have to do that. I never thought I'd have to do that. Nah. You got to turn on the AC in here because all these Cowboy Eagles fans. All right? It's true, Stephen Webb. You're right about that. I was out in the city yesterday. I was picking up a D'Alessandro's cheesesteak. Still pretty good. I got to be honest. You know, I know D'Alessandro's kind of gotten overplayed a little bit the last couple of years. They were like, oh, everyone says they're the best. I don't think they're the best, but they still make a good steak. They still make a good cheesesteak. They do. All right, and I always go extra with the extra cheese. It was good. All right, here's Young Swoosh. Y'all have to realize you can objectively critique Hurts and still root for him at the same time. Let's not be blind. Some of these comments are idiotic. Well, Young Swoosh, did you not listen to me for the last week? That's exactly what I did. I objectively critiqued Hurts, and obviously I still root for him. I'm an Eagles fan. But I'm not going to sit up here and say the quarterback doesn't need to be better when he needs to be better. That's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did. But here come all the nerds. You can't be a fan. Baker says, Big Z, don't let these losers get to you. Chris Baker, I'm playing with my food, Chris Baker. I'm playing with my food, Chris. All right? Yo, Benny, Skinny Joey's is good. You know, I've had Skinny Joey's 4 or 5 times now, plenty of times. But Benny, whenever I've been in Philly for my whole life. I grew up right outside Montgomery County, 2 miles north of Broad Street. And I used to go on a cheesesteak tour. Me and my boy, when I went to school in North Philly at St. Joe's Prep. Every Friday, and I know this is fattening as shit. I'm surprised I haven't had a heart attack. Every Friday, we would go on a cheesesteak tour, and we would get a different cheesesteak every week. And whenever you have a new cheesesteak place pop up in Philly, you're always like, all right, let's see. Let's see. Skinny Joey's has lived up to the hype. They have. It's really good. The seeded roll, Seated roll, it's real good. It's real good. Here's B Pumper. Jalen Knights have infiltrated the JAKIB chat. Here we go. Brian Pumper will continue to lead the battle against all that is buffoonery. That is classic. That is classic. That is all right. Young Swoosh says, I was talking to the audience, Bubba. Good stuff. Ramir says, why is Zan so mad? Ramir, I'm always fucking mad. Welcome to being a Philadelphia fan, Ramir. When they lose, you're pissed. When they win, it's why didn't they win this way? Welcome to the show, Ramir. Welcome to the show. All right? I love you, Ramir. Thanks for being here. All right? Thanks for being here. Am I missing any super chats? DBs equal delusional Birds fan. Hey, Dio, I hate to say it to you, Dio, but you have had your fair share of moments where you are a DB. All right? Or you are a DBS or DBF, whatever you call it. A delusional Birds fan. That's all right. I love my delusional Birds fans. All right. Here's Steven. Steven, you weren't a little mad at me. And Steven, I'm mad at you too, by the way. You took it too far. All right. And I lost some respect for you, Steven, but that can be re-earned. He says, Andrew, I was a little mad at you, but I think you're objective. Love you guys. Thanks, bro. I try and be objective. I'm uninterested in not being objective. I'm uninterested in doing a talk show where my entire shtick every week is to come on and just tell people how great the Eagles are. I don't want to do that. Like that means I can't be real in my life. That means I can't. Every day I have to wake up and do my work every day being dishonest. That's not me. That's not what I want to do. If I think Jalen's going to be better, I'll say it. If I think Nick stinks, I'll say it. If I think AJ has to be better, I'll say it. It's okay. If people don't like it, they don't like it. So be it. There's plenty of Eagles fans who make content and they've never said a bad thing about an Eagles player. Everything is how great everybody is. You can go watch that. You don't have to be here. I'm not begging anybody to be here. Our audience is for the people who like our content. It's not for everybody. In fact, it's certainly not for the Cowboy Eagle fans that we have infiltrating the fan base. Steven, which you might be one of. You might be one of, Stevie boy. Here's my boy, Catch. What up, Catch? He says, Brady has 7 Super Bowl rings. That's my benchmark. Hurts has a way to go. Catch, that's a big benchmark, my friend. Weapon X says, Xander, Delisandro's has upped their game as they got more. I agree. So that's a great take by you. See, Weapon X, I have a little conspiracy theory, actually, that because I work in media, I know how some of the back stuff works. So people who write articles like this has been rated the #1 cheesesteak place in Philly, you can buy that publicity pretty easily. Pretty easily. So, Weapon, I had a little theory where, because back in the day when I was doing my cheesesteak tour, this was probably, 8, 9 years ago. I don't know. What was I, a senior in high school? 10 years ago? Holy shit. It's 2025. Yeah, it was 9 years ago. Damn, I'm getting old quick, folks. But they weren't that great. I got them. It was okay. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't like, I honestly like Chubby's across the street better back in high school. Now I don't. Chubby's isn't as good anymore. But so I had a little theory that they paid for all that publicity, and then with the publicity, they upped their game. And I think you might be right. They have upped their game though. It's pretty good. And Skinny Joey's is legit. I had it. It's very legit. All right. It's very legit. It is. Here's my boy, Big Marsh. I'm smoking on that Sills pack tomorrow, 2:15 Eastern time. Big Marsh, I love. Yo, Big Marsh, real talk, though. I like the way you're a fan because when things deserve criticism, you give them. And when things deserve credit, you come in and you ride for your team. I actually think, Big Marsh, you're the best type of Eagles fan. And I'm not just saying that. I like people who are like that because that's what being a fan's about, in my opinion. I don't choose to go through my life just lying to myself because I'm a fan of something. What does that do? But Big Marsh, in all seriousness, thanks for your support today, dude. You sent a lot of super chats, bro. I appreciate you, Big Marsh. You know, Big Marsh, I actually going to do something for you right now. Big Marsh, are you still in here? Big Marsh, I'd like to do something for you because you do a lot for us. You do this consistently. It's not like it's a one-time thing. Big Marsh, if you could email me, I just put my email in the chat, and all the people who hate me, send me some hate mail. I love your hate mail. All right. Big Marsh, if you could email me, I'd like to send you some merch. I'd like to send you a hat and a sweatshirt or a hat and a tee or something. So send me an email. Oh, you're in the Discord now, so I'll reach out to you there. Send me an email. Send me your size and your address, and I'll send you out some merch because I do appreciate it, brother. I do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. All right. So thanks, bro, for supporting the channel and being a great Eagle fan. It's great to have great Eagles fans on JAKIB Sports. It's great to have great Eagles fans on JAKIB Sports. Thank you, Big Marsh. I'm going to hook you up with some shit. Here's my boy, Jose. What's up, Jose? Jose Nunez. Thank you, bro. $20 super chat. He says, I love the show. I never miss it, my man. Thank you, Jose. I appreciate that, dude. We got a lot of great people, all right, in JAKIB Nation. We really do. We got a lot of great people in JAKIB Nation. All right, so thanks for doing it, man. Thanks for the super chat, and thanks for listening every day, all right? I appreciate that. Here's Goat. We are all objective. No, we're not, Goat, including you. We are all objective. Yep. Let's just, the rest of this super chat is already suspect. It's not a super chat. It's already suspect because the opening line is a load of bullshit. We are all objective, but I noticed a drastic change from you after the Giants game. Yeah, we lost 2 straight games to 2 teams who are way better than. What do you expect me to do? Not change? Come up here and give you the same bullshit? Come up here and tell you how great we are? Goat, get a grip, Goat. Get a grip, Goat. All right? All right, it's time for the post-game show. It is time for the post-game show. And all you haters better be joining. All you haters better be joining. That's the other thing I've learned about our fan base. They're a little bit more talk than they say they are. I got this Giants game on the iPad. What's going on in those other games? I see someone talking about CeeDee Lamb is back. Giants are winning 13-0. Yeah, this Cam Scatterboo kid is good. He plays hard. He's a good player. And Jackson Dart might be a good player too. Holy crap, the Colts are up 31-10 on the Chargers. Whew. Colts are good, man. Yeah, weapon. That's why someone just said you switched up. Well, I didn't switch up. I just said they deserve more criticism after 2 losses. Donald. Thank you, Donald. Thank you, Donald. Objectivity and smarts have returned to the chat. They finally went to their playmakers. Thank you, Donald. All we wanted. That's all I've been talking about. Use the playmakers. You got $60 million of wide receivers. Look what happens when you lose or you use them. Remember all the people who said, oh, Zander, all you want are passing stats. We're going to start losing. No. Stupid narrative. Who says that when you start to use your amazing wide receivers, you're just automatically going to lose a football game? It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. You used your playmakers today, and when the run game didn't work, it's the reason you won the football game. All right? Donald, good comment. Zander, the Chargers have no O-line. I don't think, they might not. That team has got a lot of problems. Although they just scored, but they're still down big. All right. Stomp says, hey, love your vids, Big Z. Go Birds. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah, Texas, this is so true. Excuse me. Let's not forget some help from our old friend, Carson Wentz. Donald, of course, Donald. Donald says AJ was right about the passing game. Donald, of course he was right. Of course he was right. We were the 30th offense in pro football. In a year where your defense isn't going to be number 1 overall again, and your running game is not going to run for historic numbers like they did a year ago, the passing game's got to improve. That is logical, common sense thinking. But all the Eagle fanboys in here who are incapable of objectivity will just say, you're a hater. You can't be an Eagles fan anymore. You can't talk about Jalen Hurts like that. Of course A.J. Brown was right. We had two of the better receivers in football. We weren't using them. When we use them, Jalen Hurts has a perfect passer rating. Donald, you're speaking easy facts, my friend. Shouldn't be hard, but it is apparently for these new Cowboy Eagle fans that we have. All right. We got plenty of them. Here's Reyes. Reyes, you're a Texan. I don't think you've ever – Reyes, have you ever stepped foot inside the city of Philadelphia? Reyes, have you ever even been to Philadelphia? Reyes, have you ever been to Philly? And if so, how many times and for how many days? Let's see what Reyes says, who's telling me how to be a fan. Yeah, catch. Not yet. Perfect example of a Cowboy Eagle fan. How could you be critical of the Eagles? Shut up, dork. I paid more dues to this city than you ever will. When we had a parade, I was in the middle of Broad Street. You were watching from Texas, Reyes. Don't tell me how to be a fan, Reyes. You listen up. You listen to me, Reyes. Exactly. They're just like Cowboy fans is right, Armitage. Here's my boy, Big Marsh. Big Marsh, make sure you email me. I actually want to hook you up. I don't know if you did yet, and I understand not everybody likes to take me up on those offers, but I do want to send you some shit. I even got some extra Eagles shit to send you. All right? If it ain't for Cowboy Eagles fans, why is that bum Mark Holmes a part of the show? I love Mark. Come on, man. I love Mark Holmes. Big Marsh, there's one thing we won't agree on. I like Mark Holmes. I think he's a genuinely good guy. I talk to him off the air all the time. And by the way, Big Marsh, he's got a big YouTube channel. So I know you don't like hearing from him, but he helps our channel grow and the business grow. So I have a lot of love and respect for Mark Holmes. And he comes into our Thunderdome every week and takes it from Sills and Philly 500 Pauls. And I appreciate him for it. All right? I do. I appreciate him for it. He's a good dude. Exactly. He's a good dude. He's just a delusional Cowboy fan. I fear that we have many more Eagle fans turning into delusional Cowboy Eagle fans. Stay focused, says Zander. I'm convinced. Stay focused. It's because they're not, bro. Stay focused. When you win 20 or 22 games, when you go to a Super Bowl, when you go to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years, you know what you get, stay focused? You get extra fans who jump onto the bandwagon. And then the bandwagon fans try and tell people who've been a fan their whole life how to be a fan. And to those people, we say a resounding, fuck you. That's what I say to them. Okay? That's what I say to them. Nobody's telling me how to be an Eagle fan because they didn't agree with all my takes. Stop. All right. All right. It's time to get to the post-game show. I got a good 48 minutes. All right. Keith says Zander's talking shit right now. Keith, I'm always talking shit. Big Mike says, Z, my guy, are you good? I can hear you ranting in the next room. Big Mike, as long as I'm on the TV, I'm happy. All right. As long as you got it playing from some room, I'm happy, Big Mike. And I am excellent, my friend. The Eagles got back in the win column today. Jalen Hurts delivered a 158.3 passer rating. A.J. Brown had 2 touchdowns. DeVonta Smith connected on a deep pass. Big touchdown. I think he had 180-plus yards in this game. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Now, Kevin Patullo, you better get your shit together and call a consistent game. Jalen Hurts, you better do it for multiple weeks in a row. I'm done being the 30th ranked offense in pro football. It's a beautiful day to be alive. It's a beautiful day to be alive. Here's another guy who's never stepped foot inside the city of Philadelphia. He says, Senator, you have Fugazi talking about us benching our Super Bowl. I never said bench Jalen Hurts. What a stupid comment. What a stupid comment. Goat Stature, Yada 16, and M. Reyes are the three dumbasses of the day. They're the three Cowboy Eagle fans of the day. Oh, and the other Nimrod. Where's the other Nimrod super chatter? This guy. Go ahead and talk shit about Jalen now. Bird season. And Rich Porter. Keep that energy, Xander. Stay over there. Shut up, Rich. What are you, in California? You ever step foot in Philly either? All you dummies. I love all you guys, but I got to call you out. Like Reyes. Reyes, you know I'd love you. But I'm going to call you out. Never even. Reyes, all the traveling you do, all the runs that you run, all the things you do. I mean, you don't have any kids, Reyes, right? If I'm not mistaken. And you've never come. We've been to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. You never thought of coming to a game, Reyes? We won the Super Bowl in February. We had a parade on Broad Street. Hell, I was with my boy Joe Whitt, flexing and stepping, Cali Baby, Akbar, all these guys. They were on the parade foot with me enjoying the Super Bowl win. Where were you, Reyes? Where were you? That's right. That's right. All the traveling ain't never been to a Diddy party. That's classic. All right, I got to stop yelling. You guys got me fired up. You guys got me fired up. I'll tell you what. I love being an Eagles fan. I love being an Eagles fan. I really do. I love being an Eagles fan. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful team. By the way, let's just point something else out real quick. The greatest mascot in the NFL is the Eagle. Objectively speaking, not even speaking as an Eagle fan. You got all these different teams, Cardinals, Packers, Cowboys, Giants, Commanders, Broncos, Cardinals, all these idiot-ass. We have the best mascot easily, the best team name. We are the Eagles. We are the bird of America. I'm not talking about swoop. I'm talking about the name. I'm talking about what we are. We are the Philadelphia Eagles, not the Philadelphia bullshits. All these other dumb team names. What is a Packer? The Cardinals. Anybody want to be a Cardinal? Come on, man. Eagles, that is such a goat. That is such a goat team mascot. I don't know. What's a better word for it if it's not a mascot? Theodore says bird of prey. Exactly. Marshall, he said, you're not talking about me, are you? You guys, Sig Lord, don't make me come for your ass. Here's Big Marsh. And just for the record, any man who will block you on their platform because you don't like Dak and then try to impede on your team's platform, I don't respect and never will. Sorry, not sorry. Oh, you're entitled to that opinion, Big Marsh. That's what makes you Big Marsh. Okay? Here's Weapon X. Xander, some of these Eagles fans are Bob Lang bot. They really are. It's amazing, Weapon X. We got so many Bob Lang bots. Okay, now this is criticism I will not stand for. Xander is a liberal. Shooter, I am many things. That is one thing I am not, okay, and proud of it. Xander, no need for boom boom today. Morty, there's always a need for some boom boom, all right? There's always a need for some boom boom. I don't like pom-pom cowboy type Eagles fans. Speaking of the Cowboys, by the way, now it's early, so I can't take the cake on this yet. Who told you guys to look out for the Cowboys this year over the Commanders for second in the NFCs? Who told you that? Who told you all summer, and everybody like Big Marsh and everybody who said, Zeddy, you're a dummy. The Cowboys are going to stink. Well, they're beating the Commanders right now, and they got the #1 offense in pro football. The Cowboys, as I expected, are better than people thought. As I told all you guys, because I remain objective through and through. Objective top to bottom on every team. Commanders have no receivers. I'm Anton, another guy who's never stepped foot in Philly. Here's easy. I might not agree with what you say, but I'll fight for your right to say. Oh, that's good. That's fair enough. All right. Xander, I was talking about Mark Holmes. You're good, Sig. Xander, I just don't get it. The Jalenites think the go balls hitting today proved the Jalen critics wrong. If Jalen does serve me crow, it'll be the best crow ever. Look, Curtis, I was tough on Hurts the last 10 days. I'm okay with that because the offense wasn't doing what it needed to do. We have a $250 million offense, and we lost to the Giants and the Broncos. The offense needed to be better. That ain't crazy to say. That'll make you a bad fan or a Jalen hater. All right? Curtis, you were spot on. All right? And you're still spot on. Hurts has to continue to do it consistently. That's the next threshold. Yeah, those Chargers uniform. What is up with those? Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. See, this is Anton. I might kick you from the post today. You might not be allowed on today. What's with this Philly hubris? I live in a more beautiful city. No, you don't. You think piece of shit Melbourne, Australia is a better place to be? We're in America, Anton. People will do anything to make it to this country, Anton, whether you like it or not. Melbourne, Australia. Ain't nobody want to go to Australia? What are you talking about? Philadelphia. William Penn, baby. Come on, man. The Declaration of Independence was signed in this city. Get that bullshit out of here. That is a take I will not stand for. Here's Vince. I want to see Jalen do it consistently. I'm tired of making Jalen his bad shorts. Yeah, Vince, maybe ease up on them. We got a lot of people coming at us. No, I'm just kidding, Vince. You pull the number one things that are going to get views. We don't placate to losers and suckers. All right? We don't placate to suckers. All right, it's time for the post-game show. Please. Morty, exactly. Melbourne is so great. He's watching the Eagles post-game show. USA. 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 All right. All right, the link is dropped. Let's go. Let's go, people. We got 39 minutes of post-game show, which means if you're on, I don't need 14 minutes of yapping about every play that happened in the game. Okay? I want your overall takeaway. And that's about it. All right? That's what I want. The Broncos got a touchdown. Finally, they showed up to the Sunday game. The Cowboys are beating the Commanders 27-15 right now. Cowboys driving with the ball at their own 45. All right, let's keep going here. Let's go to my boy Joe Whip first, and I'll go to O-line Guru second. All right, I want to get to some logical people first here. Right on the bench, I'm coming to you third. Aussie, you've been sent to the back today. Yeah, I'm looking at you. You've been sent to the back of the line. Let's go to my boy Joe Whip. He joins me right now on the post-game show. What's going on, Joe?
Hey, Xander.
Beautiful Sunday.
Just got back from dinner. I figured this was over by now. So.
Nah, it's never over, Joe. Are you kidding me?
So
what do you think of the game today?
Well, a few things. First of all, it's Melbourne, not Melbourne.
All right,
I've been there. It's a beautiful city. Australia.
You got to come on here and correct me about my pronunciation of an Australian city.
It's a nice country. So anyway, I've said it 100 times on here. People who aren't from Philadelphia don't understand. They just don't understand. No, I can sit here, a Philadelphia sports fan can sit here and curse the team out the whole game, and then when there's a big play, they're ecstatic. We win. Fuck you. That's Philadelphia. If you don't understand it, you never will. You have to be here to understand it. And I
agree with that.
Yeah, it's just so all these people, and especially Texas, God forbid, Texas. Anyway, it looks like Jaden Daniels hurt his hamstring.
Oh, did he? Is he out of the game?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he turned the ball over and he was clutching his hamstring as he was walking off the field. So that doesn't look good. So the Eagles game, thank God they started to throw the fucking ball. I'd like to see more deep downfield throws, comebacks. See when they send them down and they come back, they're wide open.
Yeah.
I mean, how about a little originality instead of the same crap?
I know.
And stop running Saquon like they do. It's the same play over and over again. And what really pissed me off in the game was that 3rd and 5. Hurts was humming, and they run that off.
I brought that up, and of course, John is like, "Oh, you're overreacting." That was an awful play call.
I would have fired the guy who called it.
I mean, your quarterback's in rhythm on a beautiful drive to really put the game on ice, kind of, and you hand a 3rd and 5. I mean, I was so pissed off in that moment.
That's why they missed the field goal.
Yeah,
that was like the football guy saying, "Yeah, that was bad. You don't deserve the field."
You can't strip your quarterback of momentum like that.
That was horrible. I don't know. And wasn't that like wasn't there a timeout or something that they came up with that play while they had time to think about it?
Yeah, they had a TV timeout. That's right. I don't think it was a full timeout, but yeah.
That's just terrible. That was.
All right. So is the offense back or what?
Well, I'm not sure what's going on with Saquon's run game. I think that they need to redo their blocking schemes. I think their blocking.
Do you think it's the blocking schemes, or do you think it's how good the output of the players is right now?
I think it's a combination of both, because they seem to run the same damn blocking schemes, and the other teams, they're not playing well enough to overcome that. Like the Cowboys had 4 back in the day, had 4 running plays. That's because their offensive line beat the shit out of everybody. It didn't matter if they knew it was coming; they couldn't deal with it. And when your guys aren't playing up to the same standard, you can't keep running that stuff. You got to try something different. So I blame that on the coaching. They should be able to, especially Stout. I mean, you need a new hoodie. We need Stout Elementary instead of Stout. Stout.
I can't have that happen. That's my number 1 hoodie, man. I can't have Stout you disappear.
Just a joke.
All right, what do you think of Jalen
so
Hurts?
That's what I'm saying.
Give me your Jalen Hurts take. I need a Jalen Hurts take from everybody who comes on the show today.
He was great. I mean, he threw beautiful balls, and he called those things at the line. You see where he gave the finger to AJ Brown a couple times, and he dropped the ball right into the bucket. I'm not going to complain about Jalen.
No, yeah,
I'm more complaining about the routes that the receivers run. And
even on that route, by the way, you just pointed it out. That was a 4th and 4 on that first half. Now, I know it resulted in 7, so people don't want to criticize it, but thank God Jalen Hurts is good off schedule, because that was an awful dial-up on 4th and 4.
Yeah, I could run that route.
Yeah,
that's how bad it was.
So, but hey, they got 7 out of it. It's thanks to Jalen making plays off schedule. But all right, Joe, good stuff, man. Appreciate you joining in. Hope you had a great dinner and enjoy your night. The Birds of Victoria. Who's the Sunday night game tonight, Joe? Do you know?
It's the 49ers and the Falcons, I think.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm watching the Green Bay Packers get beat right now.
Oh, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, Zander, the Packers name comes from Meat Packers.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
So, Meat Packers means something different in modern times.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if I want that name.
Yeah, I hear you. It doesn't have anything to do with cheese? Because I know they wear those stupid cheese things on.
No, I think they were originally the Meat Packers, and they
I don't know who told their fan base that was a cool thing to put cheese on their head. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
All right, brother. Have you ever been to Wisconsin?
No, never been.
That explains it.
I've driven through Wisconsin. I've driven through it. That's it, though.
All right.
All right, brother. Appreciate it, man.
Ciao, everybody.
All right, later, Joe. There's my boy, Joe Whitt. Appreciate Joe doing it today. I said O-line guru number 2. Let's go to my man. I know he's going to have some shit to say today. What's going on? Oh, wrong guy. My bad, Chris 3K. What's up, O-line guru? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, brother.
All right, big win today. All right, big win today.
For sure. It's cool. It was I'm not going to say it's the biggest win because they had their backup quarterback. I was more so just looking for the offense, if I'm being honest. I'm just giving a real critique.
And they gave us what we wanted to see.
Yeah, so I was watching this game for the offense. The defense, I'm critical of the players. Fangio going to be phenomenal. So that's just the bottom line. We can come up here and talk every week, but that's going to be the bottom line. We got a couple of players that stick out like a sore thumb. We already know it. Edge rusher and corner. We're just going to have to figure that out week to week. So, and we played a backup quarterback today, so that is what it is.
So you're not as thrilled by the win as some others.
No, I just wanted to see the offense on the defense. As a ball player, although it's a team on team, Like, I'm an offensive player.
It's the matchup, more importantly.
It's a matchup. Like, I wanted to see how we would do. You know what I'm saying?
Against the Brian Flores-led D. He's one of the best DCs, too, in the league.
Yes. And that team played.
I thought it was a very positive day today for the offense. I really did. Even though Saquon's struggling to get going still, it's encouraging to see them do that. I do think, O-line guru, they got to be more consistent in that way, because it doesn't look like we're going to be able to run the ball like we did this year.
And I'm about to give you like a 1 minute quick little. It's going to be very quick.
No, you're good, brother. You're good.
This is the whole thing. So back to passing the ball. That is why we see the most phenomenal passers sometimes not get there, like Dan Marino, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. It's hard to live by the pass. I say all that to say, with us being able to pass and not run, if I say that for Joe Burrow and Josh Allen, I got to be fair and say that for us with Jalen Hurts as well. Yeah. We got to be able to run the ball. With that, I prefer I know it sounds. I just much rather prefer to be able to run the ball than pass. Like, it's just for playoff time. Like, that's what I'm thinking about. Playoff time. The run game is important. To get Saquon Barkley going, we got to get him more. We got to get him the ball, but I don't know why we feel like the only way to get him the ball is inside zone or power.
Yeah.
Like, why don't we get him on the perimeter more? Why don't we get him a little bit more? I know we're trying to get him on the outside more. I like that. I do like that. But we need to get him a little bit more.
You seen any limitations with Barkley this year?
That O-line is different. People people gotta and I'm an O-line guy.
No, but like when you say use him different, I think people's mind, and I don't go there because I know Saquon's skill set, but like they watch Bijan and they're like, he can catch the ball and then run. I'm like, that's not really Saquon. Like, he doesn't really do that well.
I think Saquon can, but when it comes to the passing game, it's already like we said, we got AJ Brown, DeVonta, Dallas Goedert. They're not in there spending hours scheming up how to get Saquon Barkley the ball in the pass game. And you got 3 days to plan. It just probably ain't happening much.
Right.
Now, I do think they have to be like, all right, for the long game, we have to be more assertive about it. Like, we have to get Barkley the ball now. Like, now we might have to spend that hour this week thinking about how we're going to get Barkley the ball.
Right.
Like, that's the real thing. Our offense is going to be fine. I believe in Jalen Hurts. I said that last week. We're fine.
Yeah, you have. You've been a supporter of Jalen for sure. And
you want me to tell you why? And I'm fair, and I give everybody the same thing. The reason why I always bring up the All-Pro in 22, because it shows he's been an All-Pro 1 year, and he's been a Super Bowl MVP another year. It wasn't a flash in the bucket. Like, it wasn't 1 year he popped and is gone. He popped 1 year, was an All-Pro, top 2 quarterback in the NFL. 2 years later, he was a Super Bowl MVP. So I'm just, by now, as a ball player, I know it's going to take a lot of bad games for me to be like, all right, maybe it's gone. Like, it's going to take a little bit more than that. That's why I was just.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I mean, I do think he's not, his skill set isn't a traditional.
Boom. Now I was about to say, this is and I've been going at it in my chat about this, and this is like the debate, like the logical, like the mindset debate. Is I think, and this is what I was telling them, I think people is his play style, and no matter what, deep down, people, they just don't love it. So it's easier to be questioning it. It's just easier to question it. So they're going to question it now. Me personally, as a ball player, I've seen what I've seen, and I've seen coaches make the same mistake and letting the style go away from the ball player. He's a great gamer. I'm going to lean into it. That's why I know if Justin Herbert was in the same situation, one-time All-Pro, won a Super Bowl, the questions wouldn't be the same because the style is more attractive. And I understand that. Like, I do. I get that. I really do. But that's just my argument for the Jalen Hurts thing. And I argue with my own ex-teammates about that. So it is a conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a thing. All right, brother. Good stuff, man. Appreciate you joining in today. I think the team's in a good spot after the win today. They got to keep building on this, though.
Yeah, but let's say it like this. I do say that Jalen Hurts is going to have the ball in the Jalen Hurts is going to have the ball this year.
Yeah.
He's gonna have the ball this year, man.
I'm mad at me for being hard on Hurts. I'm like, I had this take all offseason. I put Jalen as winning the MVP this year
because he's going to have to.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's going to have to.
Defense isn't going to be number one. Saquon's not going to run for 25-03 again.
Yeah,
Jalen's going to have to make up for it. He did it today. I think he's got to keep building on it.
And don't let them boys convince. Last thing I promise. Don't let them boys convince you this whole. That's not what he is. That's not what he do. I'm not saying he's Joe Burrow, but he can pass the ball a little bit better. So I think that's why when they say that's just what he is, you're like, well, if that's what he is, what we're going to do? Well, I think we're started from a bad place. I don't believe that's just what he is, period. I think he can definitely give a little bit more. All pro quarterbacks, 1 year in Super Bowl MVPs aren't bottom in the league passing. It is what it is.
Yep. Good stuff, brother. Appreciate you joining in. As always, man, look forward to talking to you again.
Birds, go Birds, go Birds.
Go Birds. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. There's my boy, O-line guru, Caleb Brandon in the chat. For those of you who look for people in the chat. I know people like to, if you come on, people like to put a face to a name in the chat so they know who you are. By the way, as expected, everybody, and Lucius, I'm coming to you next. As expected, all the suckers and the haters and the losers who talk all that shit in the chat, none of them are in the green room. Not a single one of them is in the green room. They're all suckers and losers. That's what I call them. Let's go to my boy Lucius the Show joining right now. What's going on, my man? With the jersey.
Can you hear me?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. Can you hear me?
I got you, bro. You sound good. You look good in the Smitty jersey. And that's a big one today because he had a big game today, man.
Hey, man, look, appreciate the jersey again. But, hey, look, everybody who is coming after you for the Jalen Hurts thing, let's just keep it real. Quarterback had some games where he had some really bad decision, awful sacks, awful decision-making. Look, it happens. It happens. Boy, quarterbacks go through bad stretches. But, look, there's something about this game that needs to be brought up, and I want to go ahead and be the first one to say thank you, Kevin Patullo, for turning on the 2022 games. Have you seen some of these passes he had? They weren't empty sets. They kept the tight end in with Saquon because his blocking's been bad, and they gave him max protect throws where he can go play action down the field. They brought those back. It's a real simple concept. Don't just make things more complicated because you want to be flashy. Do what your quarterback can do. When he has time, he can throw the ball, and he's accurate. All right? So that's just number one. Number two, the defense needs to be talked about because it looked bad because all the yards, stuff like that. But Nakobe Dean makes a difference. Everybody who wanted to ship off Nakobe Dean in a trade saying we can use him for something, no. The kid done showed you when healthy, he makes a big difference, and they're just going to be better. So we don't need to make any splashes right now. We don't need no Trey Hendricks. We just need to go ahead and get Nakobe Dean back in there and let the team just develop around him. And Makuba, he actually showed something. He showed something towards the end of the game when he said, hey, look, I'm going to just put my body a hit because after he let Justin Jefferson go for like 40 yards back, he locked down in the game. He decided,
I think I'm actually not worried about Makuba. He's a rookie, dude. You know what I mean? He's going to have some stuff to learn. That sideline one, though, bro, just keep him inside. You know what I mean? You don't need to lay the wood, but he actually, you're right. He does make good hits when he makes contact.
What he did wrong in that one was instead of using the sideline to his advantage, he went too far in. He gave him a lane to cut back. He was too hesitant. When you look at him going up on that play, he stopped because he respects Justin Jefferson too much. And he allowed him to go by. Look, we're going to be fine, everybody. We're going to be fine. The problem we have right now is the O-line can't run block.
I know, they can't.
So now we got to change our philosophy a little bit. That's okay. Like everybody wanted Jalen Hurts to have a Joe Flacco game. Turns out he had a better one. He had a better one. Look at that. Jamar Chase would target 23 times. Jalen Hurts threw the ball 23 times. They had more. Look, this is the game we need. Stop wanting to be Josh Allen. Stop wanting to be Patrick Mahomes. Let him be Jalen Hurts. We're going to be fine. Everybody's going to be fine. I just want everybody to relax. I want everybody to calm down when Jalen Hurts get bashed because that's his job. That's his job. When he doesn't do a good job, we want people to come out here and say he didn't do a good job. It's not hating. It's the truth. And the truth is today, if they let him be this, what's that doing another Super Bowl? If they let him do this. I got to go. Me and Mr. on the movies. Appreciate it.
All right, brother. Have a good movie with your wife. All right. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Later, dude. There's my boy, Lucius. Love Lucius. He's been a big supporter of ours for a long time. Lucius, appreciate you, my guy. All right. Good stuff from my boy Lucius the Show. You saw that Smitty jersey, too. He won that here on JAKIB. Great supporter of ours. That's a good day to wear that jersey, guys. DeVonta Smith, let's look at his stat line today. He had 9 catches for 183 yards and a 79-yard touchdown pass. DeVonta Smith is really growing as a wide receiver. Like I used to think he wouldn't be better than AJ. I wonder if one day he is. You know, I don't know. All right, let's go to my boy Rod on the bench coming up next. Here he is. What's going on, my man? How you doing?
What's up, Big Tom? How you doing, man?
Hit me with some facts. What do you got? What are your takeaway from the game today?
All right. Well, I know we're going to talk about Jalen later, so I'll leave that for a little bit later.
Good.
But I thought this was KP's objectively his best game from opening tap to the final whistle. And again, obviously it's because Jalen threw for 300. That's a very big part of it. We understand that. But honestly, design, formations, play sequencing, I thought it was his best game overall. And I don't think it's a shock that the offense flourished today against a very good coaching staff in Minnesota. So kudos to Kevin Patullo, at least today. Kudos to Serriani today, at the very least, because they've been getting a lot of shit from a lot of people throughout the season, rightfully so. They came out and showed up today and put together a really good game plan. So kudos to them. The defense is young. So this is what you're going to get every now and then. They bent but didn't break today. When they needed to make stops, I thought they made stops, but you're going to get some plays every now and then where you just see some knuckleheaded stuff. That's youth, right? I'm expecting.
I agree, that. Which is why we need this offense to not be 30th in the NFL.
100%, which brings me to the offense. And today was the day where, everything kind of came to fruition a little bit in the passing game. It's about damn time they just let rip it a little bit more. I thought today was just the kind of, not that they changed the whole scheme up per se, but I think they told them like, hey, start chucking the ball down the field a little bit more, man. It's time. Like let it loose a little bit. And listen, I'm all for criticizing Jalen Hurts because I think rightfully so. This whole season has been very wishy-washy with him. I'm not agreeing with a lot of people who say bench the guy. We're not there yet. But I will say this, like you as an Eagles organization, you have to let Jalen Hurts ride or die with his arm right now. If he sucks, let him show that he sucks and call an offense, open the playbook, and let him execute out there. If he fails, then you got a quarterback problem. But don't put the handcuffs on the guy like you do week to week, calling
right. And then say he can't throw.
And then he say can't throw, right? Let him freaking rip it. Just let him go. Let him do it. And if he proves people wrong, great. And if he doesn't, then you have a guy who has the skill set.
But at least you know. At least you know.
Exactly. I'd rather have the certainty than,
I think that's a great take by you.
Yeah, man. Just let him do it. And because he's capable of doing it every now and then, right? Like he's not 160 yards and a touchdown I don't think he's that bad. I also don't think he's as great as he was today, because today he was excellent. Like he was flawless.
Yeah, he was amazing today.
He was unbelievable today.
326, 3 tutties.
He had 4 incompletions, man.
and 2 of them were dropped.
Yeah, man. That's
I'm not mistaken, right? Didn't DeVonta drop one and AJ dropped one?
Today was insane. So, like, are you expecting this every week? No, but you know what? I think they have to give him more opportunities to let him throw the ball more like this. So, hopefully they do that. And this running game, hey, man, these guys are just not healthy. They can't wait for the bye week, this offensive line. They need a freaking minute just to breathe.
And I don't know if that's going to do it, to be honest.
I don't think it's going to do it either. I honestly think they should have sat like Dickerson and Juergens for the beginning part of the season. But, at this point, it just is what it is. This is what you have right now. And, you kind of let the offense ride with the passing game here. Let it be the catalyst and let the running game kind of supplement it. As opposed to
in theory, they have the personnel needed to do that. It's not like they're only a running team. This is kind of what we've been talking about for weeks here on the shows. I mean, they're not you don't only have Saquon Barkley in an O-line. It's not like we have. No,
exactly. There's 11 guys on the field.
Whiteside as our receivers. We got great receivers.
Yeah, man. And listen, I will tell you the most concerning thing about it is that Jalen did have 326 yards. He did have 3 touchdowns. AJ and DeVonta did have their century mark, and yet we only got 40 yards out of the rushing game. Right. You would think it would open up some running lanes, and that was not the case today. So whether it's Saquon not hitting the right holes, I think Landon Dickerson just is not getting off the same way. Like you could tell his back is like not the same. He's getting off a little slower, not sustaining block. Same with Juergens and Brett Toth. Good God bless his soul. But like this is just one of those things where you have to just, let your playmakers do playmaking things and put the ball in their hands and just let it ride the way it's going to ride. And, hopefully it fixes itself by the end of the season. But this is a good day to be an Eagles fan right now. Good day for Jalen Hurts on the offense. Hopefully they can sustain this going forward. I hope they just let him run the playbook and run the offense as is. So That's yet to be seen, though. That's my takeaway from this game.
Yeah, good stuff, brother. I think your takes are spot on. You always have good takes, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming on the show, as always. All right, everybody go subscribe. Right in the Bench Eagles podcast. Man. Thanks for doing it, man. Appreciate it. I'll talk to you again soon. All right, bro?
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
All right, thank you, dude. There's my boy right on the bench. Great stuff, man. Asaf is his name. I think is that am I pronouncing that right? Asaf? Yeah. Great stuff there. Appreciate him for doing it. Let's go to my boy Chris 3K joining me next here on the JAKIB Post Game Show. What's going on, my man? How you doing?
What's going on, Zander? You got me?
I got you, bro. Look good, sound good. Birds get a W today. What'd you think?
It's the most important thing what you just said. They won. You know what I'm saying? These past few weeks, that losing streak ain't feel right. So it is good to get back to winning. Didn't feel good at all. I mean, that's not what we do. That's not what we do these days, Zander. We don't lose, like that's just not it. First things first, I'm looking defensively, that pass rush, man, is a problem. Or it needs to be improved. I think definitely getting Nolan back might help, but if Howie can make a move at the deadline, I definitely think that'll be huge because that pass rush, man, I think that's what at times is hurting this team's ability to close teams out.
Though, dude, like I like Nolan. Don't get me wrong. I'm not.
Yeah,
but when he was here, he played first 4 games.
Oh no, I know. I'm
wasn't great.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's gonna make it great. I'm just saying it won't be worse. Like
it won't be worse. Yeah, I agree with that.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not saying he's gonna take it to an elite level. I'm just saying it is an extra body who, Nolan can make a play or two every now and again in the pass game when he's pass rushing. So there's that. Offensively, I mean, obviously, I heard some of the stuff about, they didn't fix the offense. I'm like, it's only one game. You can't fix it. But to me, this wasn't about the passing game. I looked at this game and said, this team was in a situation where we needed to win, and we needed the quarterback to be what I call the great eraser. What I mean by that is the team has issues, and there's times where, and I think this is what people nationally perceive the knock to be on Jalen, is that whereas other quarterbacks, the elite ones overcome their team's deficiencies. Yes. That's what we needed from Jalen today.
Yes.
It wasn't to me.
I love that term, by the way, the great eraser. I love that.
Yeah, that's what it was to me. It wasn't about a numerical, it wasn't about the number.
I'm going to be giving you credit. This is now the second time you've come on the post game show, and I'm going to take one of your takes and use it all week. And I'll give you credit for it. But I used the highs are too high and the lows are too lows after week 1 or 2, whatever that was. I'm going to use that one. That's a good one.
That's what he needed to be today, the great eraser, because here's what I was saying, and I didn't have a chance to be up in here, but I said this. I heard you say it too. This team has deficiencies, right, as far as roster construction. Cornerback 2, the edge, right, the offensive line play. But with the guys that are healthy enough to still be out there weekly, if we get something close to this from Jalen, that's not good. It's not going to be 400 every week. If we get decent to good Jalen, this team is still good enough to still beat 85% of the league. With the guys that are playing. That's why I say the great eraser, because it's like, I know this team has flaws, but if Jalen plays his game or close to it, this team is still good enough to. Bad running game today, still CB2 being a problem, bad offensive line play, no edge rush. We go into Minnesota against the second best pass defense and win. And he throws for 340 something. That's what the great eraser literally means. You know what I'm saying? Overcoming those deficiencies. So, that middle ground thing, I'm going to say it again. It's not going to be this every week. Of course not. It's impossible. There's no quarterback that's having a perfect passer rating every week. It's not possible. But if we can, even if it's not 300, if we can get maybe 200 instead of what it is at times, 115 or 120 or whatever it is, or going, whole second half, the first half without scoring. If we can just find that middle ground with him, I don't know how much of it falls on him or the coaching staff, but if we can just find that consistency in that middle ground, we'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? And he'll overcome a lot of the issues we got.
A lot of good takeaways from what you just said, man, about this team. Great stuff, bro. I appreciate you joining in, man. And I'll catch up with you again soon. All right, brother?
I got one last thing, though, because I heard you say this. You said one Jalen take from everybody that, you kind of brought on. I'm going to just lead us at this, because we're about winning championships. That's what we want to do. You tell me, Zander, what quarterback in the NFC, if there was an NFC championship game played tomorrow, who do you want? I'm going to just leave that with you.
NFC? Well, who's my team? Same team?
I mean, if you had to pick a quarterback to win you one NFC championship game tomorrow, based on what you've seen, who you want?
Stafford's got to be up there.
Who else?
Jalen's up there for sure.
That's my point. That's what I'm getting at. Like, I know he got his flaws and things to work on, but let's not go too
Dak?
far.
You putting Dak up there?
Based on what?
The greatest October player in the history of football.
Because here's what Sileo will tell you. When you told him Jalen's going to win MVP, he was probably like, well, that guy's never thrown for this or that. So why would I put Dak in that winning championship convo based on what have I seen for me to believe that? So I just leave that with you. Like, he has his things to work on, but if we're trying to win a championship, I don't think it's too many guys in the NFC that we would rather have than him. So
yeah, I think that's fair. All right, brother. Good point, man. I appreciate you joining in. I'll talk to you again soon. All right, brother.
Appreciate you. Shout me out for the credit on that thing, though.
I will, dude. I always do. What should I say? Chris 3K, is that good?
Whatever, man. Do your thing.
All right, bro. I always like to get credit. I don't like to say it.
Oh, yeah, no, 3K is good. You got it.
All right, dude. Later. Appreciate you, man. There's my boy Chris 3K. He always has good takes, Chris 3K. I like having him on. Josh Proud, thanks for becoming a member, brother. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. All right. Josh, thank you, bro. I know you give me a lot of shit, Josh, because you want me to be a Hurts buttercup. That's what you want from me, Josh. You're like the Aussie. You want me to be a Hurts butterball. No, Josh. You will listen and you will learn, Josh. Thanks for being a member, my guy. Appreciate it. By the way, we got a giveaway this week. Wait a second. Folks. Wait a second. All it took was 1 week, and the number 1 jerseys, they're flying off the shelves again. You know, the sales were down this last week, they said, everybody. The Jalen Hurts jerseys stopped selling. All of a sudden, they went from top 5 NFL seller to bottom of the league. Now they're back. The sales are back, everybody. The Jalen Hurts sales are back. All right? Let's go to my boy, the optimistic Aussie, Anton, joins me right here on the post-game show. What is that?
I think we're going to change the name to the Balanced Aussie because I'm changing my identity here.
Oh, Jackson Dart pick. All right, brother. What'd you think of the game today?
Yeah, well, we were here actually 10 days ago now. We spoke last time. And I said, this is the fork in the road. Eagles, you decide what are we doing? Are we going to implode or are we going to get our shit together and look like the champions again? And thank you, Philadelphia Eagles, for choosing the correct path. Thank you very much. I got to say, Zander, you're going to be surprised when I say this, but I had nothing wrong. You didn't say anything wrong about Jalen Hurts this week. I think of a lot of people I've heard, your take is pretty freaking balanced. Like the part the things that I don't have problems with when it comes to Jalen Hurts is when all of a sudden Tanner McKee is the solution for the Eagles when he clearly is not a starting level player in this league. And we have these like weird delusions that Tanner McKee would win more ball games than Jalen Hurts. That's where I have a problem. Like at a certain point when you're the Super Bowl MVP, you've delivered us the titles. I don't want to hear any stuff about, Jalen needs to be benched or anything like that. Like, I think it's way too, as the previous caller just said, it's either way too, too high or too low. Like, that's just so hyperbolic for me. Like, that's kind of where I don't like. I just don't like the extremes, if you get what I'm saying.
I think that's fair. Anybody who's a real fan knows that you got to be better than the 30th ranked offense. I mean, to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, of course. I mean, look, that's the thing. If we're winning, praise us in the wins, and if we're losing, you're allowed to criticize the team. He's not beyond criticism. To be honest, we came off of back-to-back losses where he hasn't performed well. The criticism is fair. That's my thing, right? My thing has been like when we're winning games and we're sitting here and we're fucking complaining. It's like I'm in such a good mood, and I come into this JAKIB Postgame Show and everybody's depressed, and I'm like, what the f? Like, what's the point of watching the game if we're just gonna not celebrate wins? That's my issue.
And to be fair to you, I mean, since we started this post-game show, the Eagles haven't lost very many games.
I know.
So it's like there's not that many opportunities.
No, but there are times where we've won, and everyone's like here, like rewriting the eulogies of Howie Roseman and Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni, and I'm like, we just won the freaking football game, guys. Why are we at a funeral today? That's just sort of like.
No, I
sort of
you.
Kind of thing that I back up.
The land of the rich now. That's a nice crib you got back there.
It's not. It's fake. It's just I had to move out of my studio onto the couch. By the way, I had a great morning, and then my
wait. What time is it over there?
Freaking out.
Oh, it's
yeah. I did get it replaced.
What is it? 8 a.m. 8:04 a.m.
10 a.m. 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Oh wow, so you're way ahead of us. You're like
yeah. I wanted to give a shout out today, by the way, to a player, because everyone was talking about the pass rush and by the way, of all the takes that you made that I disagreed with you was your Zendarian Smith. He retired because he thinks the Eagles can't win a Super Bowl take. I think that was crazy. And the fact that Brand Graham wants to come back.
You don't sign in week 2 to not go ring chase.
Bro, sometimes you just don't. Sometimes it's a personal thing. Like, I don't feel like I get up in the morning to go to football. I don't want to get hit. I don't want to. It's a personal thing.
He got interviewed in the locker room when he got signed and said, I didn't even think about retiring. That's what he said. Not me. Okay. That's what he said.
Things change. Over the weeks. He then got back on the football field and started feeling the physicality. He was like, "Fuck, you know what? I think I'd rather be chilling on the beach with a few margaritas."
He said, "I'm out of it. I ain't putting my body through this."
But here's the thing: a 2-time Super Bowl champion is like, "Hey, how about I come out of retirement and come back, help the birds?" That's somebody who knows how to win, who knows what a winning team looks like, and so that completely counteracts the whole Zendarius Smith thing. But anyway, we're getting off of the point I want to make. I want to shout out to Jalen Hunt today. That pick 6 today changed not just the game, our season. That changed it did. Because you don't agree with that.
There was too many opportunities in that second half that it could have went the other way. I mean, the fact that they were in that game so late, it was the most concerning part of the game for me. I mean, that was a first half pick 6, and they were down 8 at halftime.
No, but it's a different thing though. Like it's kind of like time is a sensitive thing, right? Like one little change of one little detail, it changes the entire scope of the game. It threw it away at Minnesota in a tough environment. It really threw the momentum in our favor. I felt like it when we give us from 7-3 to 14-3. At the time, I think that's a massive swing. And look how close the game was at the end. I just thought that the Eagles just needed some positive momentum. The defense needed to make some plays today at crucial moments because, let's be honest, they did not do that last week against the Giants. Like, they didn't make plays when.
By the way, you know who really deserves credit for that pick 6?
Who?
Vic Fangio. That was a massive.
You could give him the credit for 85% of the defensive stuff.
You lined him up on the edge. They brought sim pressure on the other side. They dropped Jalen Hunt back into coverage. Wentz never saw him for a second, and he basically hand delivered him the football. Now you're right, Jalen's made the play, so he deserves credit. But that was a hell of a call by Vic Fangio. I mean, he really. Yeah. But all right, brother, good show, man. I appreciate it. Any other comment from you?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say, like, regardless of, like, we can always look at our team under the microscope and be very critical and say we're missing holes here and missing holes there. I just still think that the Eagles are still the best team in the NFL. I look at everybody else around the NFL and I don't feel like I'm threatened by anybody.
Well, there's
I don't have any. The Baltimore Ravens, who I had at the start of the season as I thought was the best team in the league, talent-wise, are in the dumpster. There's no one there. The Kansas City Chiefs aren't what they used to be on the other side. On the NFC, I'm not threatened by anybody. We've already beaten Tampa Bay in their house. We've already beaten the Rams. Let's see what happens when we play Green Bay and Detroit. Okay. But I still feel like we're better football team than them. And we have the championship experience. So we had a little bit of a bump, and I think maybe it was due. And as I said, you had to go back, correct things. And Kevin Patullo came out and corrected this offense. A.J. Brown finally got his big game. DeVonta got his big game. Jalen finally went over for 300 yards. Let's go. Only thing is I need Saquon to come back, because ever since he's been on that Air Force One, the dude has forgot how to play football at the highest level. So
football. You need an offensive line to be a running back in the league, my friend. I knew you would go
that's
there.
True.
All right, brother. I appreciate it, man. Good stuff.
All right, man. See ya.
The optimistic Aussie. There he is. He's trying to change the narrative, but he's not allowed. You're the optimistic Aussie, and you will be forever, Anton. Does M. Reyes want to join me? Does this asshole really want to join me? Now, you don't get 1 minute, Reyes. You don't get to dictate my program. Let's go. Here he is. Where are you?
Can you hear me all right?
I got you. You playing pool?
Yeah, I was playing pool.
Nice.
Yeah, it's kind of loud over here. Sorry about the noise.
No, you're good, buddy. How you doing, right? Good, my man.
I'm doing good. Good to see you too, man. I'm doing pretty damn good because we won the damn game like I said we would. I told you not to lose hope.
24-20.
No, but you were like crying all week about it. You're getting mad at me and shit. Like, damn, dude.
Ray, you want to come into the Thunderdome? You better be prepared to take some hits.
Nah. And even, dude, you were conflating it like, oh, I'm a Hurts supporter, and like, oh, yeah, you're just going all these different ways with it. You were crashing out. It was so, like, it's so unlike you, so beneath you for you to act like that, and like, it shook me a little bit. But you know what? I got back on the horse. I'm back here just doing my thing, and here, we got the win. It looked pretty damn good from a Hurts perspective, obviously, but these Broncos fans, dude. They're going nuts, but
because the Broncos they just got a 3-and-out here, and the Giants are going to blow their lead.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. This game's pretty nuts. It just goes to show the inconsistency going around the whole league right now. I think, but it's one of those things.
So I really got to you this week, huh? I chirped the shit out of you, and I really got to you.
Yeah, man. I'm just like, oh shit! Like, I almost wanted to DM you, like, do you hate me IRL? Like, holy shit, bro! I
love you.
I'm kidding.
Come on, man.
No. That's like, damn.
Shitty Eagles takes a lot of
time. I told you we could do it. I told you it could be done. Okay, and it's just like.
Wait, why do you have a Texas A&M hat on?
Oh, because they fucking own Notre Dame, and I just got to wear that.
I was gonna say, is that why you're wearing that? You lost the bet?
No, not really. I just, it's a comfortable hat. First off, but I got it because the father-in-law went to A&M. He's a huge A&M fan.
Okay.
And yeah, just wear it around. Cause,
they won a big one yesterday. They won over Arkansas in Titan.
Yeah, that was a. They've been playing really good ball, man. And unlike UT, and it's just been weird around Austin because it hasn't been too great.
Yeah,
but it is what it is.
All right, brother. Enjoy the night wherever you are. You're at some sort of cool Texas bar, and I hope you shoot pool well. And I hope I didn't get to you too bad, Reyes. I do love you, buddy.
No. You're good. It's all back and forth. We're all.
You're a Jalen Hurts fanboy, Reyes. Admit it.
The Hurts vendors won today, and we're gonna keep on winning. You keep your chin up, wipe your tears away, and get a dog. We're gonna be good, JAKIB Nation. All right.
All right, brother. I love you, man. Right. Appreciate you.
Take care. I'll see you.
There's Reyes. Take that shitty Texas A&M hat off. Fucking Texas A&M. Fuck them. Alabama got a massive win this weekend. Smoke them if you got them, baby. Roll Tide. Shitty ass A&M. All right, guys, that was pretty funny. That was a pretty good show. By the way, as anticipated, as I told all of you guys, all of the suckers and the losers and the haters who had, oh my God, Xander, you said this about my quarterback. I told you none of them would join the show. They're all gone. Not one of them is here. Not one of them joined. Not one of them wanted to smoke. They're all suckers. Yo, are the Giants going to lose this game? I might have to stay on the air until the Giants lose this game. If they lose this game, I will belly laugh. Oh, I'm on Red Zone. Let me go over to the Giants game. Sometimes Red Zone pisses me off. Oh, man. Another back shoulder to Mims. I thought that was Sutton. I got nightmares for a second of Sutton. Sutton did that to us so many times. I got nightmares. Jackson Dart on the sideline. Jackson, you got to move the ball. There's 4 quarters in the NFL, Jackson. Look, they're going to go through this. Learning how to win games is important. Yo, HKP, if you didn't see the game that I assume you were at work, HKP, Jalen Hurts played a good game today, my man. He played a good game today. He deserves credit. Jalen Hurts played a good game, brother. He did. You're going to go and watch it, HKP. Rewatch the game. It's worth it. All right. He played a really good game today. He got DeVonta involved. 2 touchdown pass. By the way, the second touchdown pass to A.J. Brown was my favorite pass of the day by Jalen Hurts. Seam route over the middle, kind of not quite the middle, but close to the middle. You know, you could see he read the coverage. Ball came out when A.J. was coming out of the break. It was a beautiful throw. It really was. Are the Broncos really going to win that? I will. Oh, my gosh. Another first down. The Broncos are moving the ball at ease right now. With ease. And the Cowboys are doubling up the communists. The Cowboys are doubling up the communists. Yeah, that was a great throw, Siglord. A great throw. Let me make sure I got all my super chats. Thanks, everybody, for the super chats today. Josh, thanks for becoming a member. Josh, no whining, though. Okay? No whining. Oh, HKP, the people are so, oh my God, Sanders. You didn't defend Jalen all week. Give me something to defend. He did this week. Leaving me on an island out here. This has been a good post-game show. I want to end it, but I kind of want to see if these Giants blow it. I want to see if the Giants blow it. I got work to do, though, man. I got to post up some shit. I got to get some stuff posted. Colts win. I knew they were going to win. Are the Packers losing? See, I turned off red zone. Now I can't see. Let me type it in. NFL Week 7. Let's look around the league. You know, whenever the Eagles play at 1 o'clock, I never really see the other 1 o'clock games. I saw the Rams game this morning. They look good. Eagles won. Patriots won. Boy, how about Drake May? Drake May can flat out play. Drake May can flat out play. That kid, I think, has what it takes to be an NFL quarterback. I do. Panthers beat the Jets 13-6. Brutal. Browns beat the Dolphins. Dolphins are awful. They might fire Mike McDaniel in the morning. All right. Josh says, beauty of the platform. That's true, Josh. You know I love you. How about M. Reyes? Thought you were mad at me, IRL. That was so funny. He's terminally online if he's speaking the word IRL. Chiefs beat the Raiders 31-0. Colts beat the Chargers 38-24. Giants, Broncos right now. Cardinals are beating the Packers with 2:32 up. See, I might have to go back to red zone. I got to go back to red zone. Shitty commercial break in the Giants games got me in La La Land. Packers are driving. Tucker Kraft with a catch. Packers in the red zone. I don't like Jordan Love, guys. I don't like Jordan Love. Oh, there's Reyes. He's still listening. Flexing later, dog. Have a good night, brother. Big win today. We needed it. We really needed it. The Eagles needed a win. If we didn't win today, you guys would have really hated me. All the suckers and the losers, they would have really hated me. Here's the Packers. Let's see if they get in here. Oh, timeout. I'd be kidding me. All right, back in this Giants game. Let's see what the Giants can do. Bo Nix driving in the red zone, in the Giants red zone. Oh, my God. Are the Giants going to lose this football game? Oh, scramble from Bo. He's got room. He's got space. He's going to get to the end zone. Touchdown, Broncos. Oh, my. Jackson Dart, will you have an answer? The Broncos take the lead for the very first time in this football game. It's 29-26, and an extra point will put them at a field goal range, and they'll need a touchdown to respond. Jackson Dart, are you out there? Oh, man. Oh, my. Bo Nix gets to the outside, and he scrambles for a tutty. Oh, baby. And the point after is good. And a 4-point Bronco lead. A 4-point Bronco lead. Oh, my. Here's Spike. Zander is not a true fan. Spike, get up on the show and prove it, you dork. You're a dork, Spike. You don't know a thing. My guess is Spike has also never stepped foot inside the city of brotherly love. My guess is Spike has never been here. I know, Twiz, it's like they forget it all. Do you not remember Zander crushing Kevin Petula or O-line, D-line, secondary? Twiz, they hear what they want to hear. All right? And here's this dumbass. Joe Neckbone. Why is crap sounding like Sills? Tonight because he's a fraud. Oh, it's a bird. If Sills hates the birds. Easy to see now. Oh, good one, Joe Neckbone. Oh, good one, dude. Shut up. You're another dork. You're another dork. They say that McDaniel will stay for a while. Johnny Mack, order will be it will be restored because the Eagles are going to beat the Giants next week. Come on, we all know the Giants aren't sweeping us this year. If Dart pulls off a miracle, oh man, he's got 1:51 to go, a minute 51 remaining, one timeout, and Jackson Dart and Cam Scalaboo have one chance to respond. Everybody make their prediction right now. I need a prediction right now. Spike, talk to me when you come to Philly. If you've never been in Philly, you're not entitled to speak. All right, Spike, sit down and shut up. Enjoy the program. Spike, you're in the corner. Sit down and shut up. All right? Here comes Dart. He's in the shotgun. In motion is the man behind him. I don't know who it is. Hopefully not little Jordan Humphrey. Dart drops back looking. He's going to escape, and he's sacked. He's trying to escape, and he is sacked behind the line of scrimmage. A massive sack for the Denver Broncos to start the drive. It's now 2nd and 14, a minute and 36 seconds on the clock, and it is ticking with one timeout. The Giants better hurry up. Here's Dart from the shotgun. He's looking. He's surveying pre-snap, a minute 20 and counting. Dart takes a snap. Looking downfield, he's going to unleash one deep. Oh, and he overshoots his man. He was maybe there. I think that was Wan'Dale Robinson. Just got behind the receiver or the cornerback, and Dart overshot him. Oh, my. And the Packers are going to score a tutty, and they'll take the lead. Wow. Wow. Let's see what Dart can do. He's got 3rd and 14. 2 snaps left to get the first down. Let's see what he can do. Dart's back in the gun. He's got 2 wide out to his right and 2 to his left. Robinson in motion. Dart drops back. Oh, play's blown dead. Play's blown dead. It's going to be a flag on the field. I think it was an offsides or a false start. Nope. What do they call? It's on the Giants. Not looking good, folks. Not looking good. It's going to be 3rd and 19, I think, for this New York Giants team. 3rd and 19, a minute 14 on the clock. Brian Dable's walking around the sideline looking like a dummy. Dart's in the shotgun. Kenny's to his left. A man in motion. 2 split out to his right. Dart surveying. Robinson in motion. Dart takes a snap. 3rd and 19. He's looking. Steps up into the pocket. Left one deep. Almost intercepted. He threw it into triple coverage. Not a good play by Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart, if you're going to test the waters, don't throw into triple coverage and don't throw to Patrick Surtain. Not a good throw there by Jackson Dart. That Broncos D is in good coverage right now. They're dropping back. It's 4th and 19. 1 play to go for the Giants to salvage the game. This is a fourth quarter collapse by the New York Giants. Here we go. 1:08 on the clock. 30-26. Dart with an empty set in the shotgun. He drops back, steps up into the pocket, fires, got his man. I think he's just short of the first. Just short. It's a half a yard short. It's going to be a half of yard short. I don't think he got it. Oh, my. He completed the pass and got 18 and a half. Needed 19. He stepped up, fired, took a hit, completed it. Oh, man. He got 18 and a half out of 19. That's going to be short. And I think the spot was good. I don't think the spot was bad. What'd they call? Oh, my God. Did they call a first down? Oh, my gosh. They called the Giants first. God, I think the refs are, I think that, is there a conspiracy on this game? That was not a first down. It's a first down. Dart in the gun. He's looking, firing. Oh, my gosh. What is going on in this game? First off, they gave the Giants a first down. Oh, it's roughing the passer. I didn't see it. I don't have my volume up.
Was that Riley Moss? No, it was.
All right. I missed it. I got to get off red zone. All right. By the way, then Dart was in the gun. Throws a deep ball toward the end zone, again into double coverage, and they drop an interception. The Broncos players ran into themselves and dropped an interception. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. I didn't see the roughing the passer. That was a shitty call. I think the refs are colluding in this game for Jackson Fart. All right. Ralph says, tell him, Xander, if you can't be real about the team, you ain't a real fan, dickhead. Exactly. Now there's a Bronco defender. It's Brandon Jones down on the field after colliding with his own teammate. If his own teammate just let him go, he'd have an interception, and this game would be done and dusted. I can't believe the Cowboys right now are doubling up the Commanders. It's 44-20. I'm telling you guys right now, you should not go to sleep on this Cowboys team. You shouldn't. Dak Prescott's playing good football. I know all you want to talk about is that he can't play in the playoffs. We got to get to the playoffs first. Dak is playing great football right now. Okay? He just is. What's his stat line in this game right now? Friendly fire injury. Yep. Clary Boy, what's up, brother? I was supposed to be off 20 minutes ago. I got a text. I was supposed to be off 20 minutes ago. What's going on in my connection now? Cowboys. Dak Prescott, 21 of 30, 264, and 3 tutties. 0 interceptions again for Dak. Dak playing good football, man. All right, what's going on in this Giants game? We got somebody down on the field. Now let me go check the red zone. Who else is still on? Just the Packers, right? All right, the Giants came back. All right, here we go. Dart under center in the shot. No, Dart in the shotgun. He's got a man to his right and a man to his left. Dart takes a snap. He's looking, surveying, rolls out to his right, keeps his eyes downfield, releases one to the sideline. Was that pulled in? No, that ball falls incomplete. It's going to be 3rd and 10 with 49 seconds remaining. It's going to be 3rd and 10 with 49 to go. Oh, he almost had him there. A little bit to the outside, too far. Dart's got 2 plays to salvage this game. Bo Nix chuckling on the sideline. Brian Dable's fat ass is walking up and down. It's 30-26. The Broncos have the lead. 3rd and 10. Dart in the gun. Scatterbo to his left. He's dropped backs and looking. He steps up into the pocket. Now he's rolling to his right. He fires downfield. And another incompletion. It's going to be 4th and 10. It's going to be 4th and 10. I do not like the way Jackson Dart is surveying the field. Every time it looks like he's throwing into double coverage. Now, that might be all that's out there. But from the television view, I do not like what he's doing. A couple of times here, he could have ran the ball and moved his chains. I mean, run the ball, get out of bounds. There was nobody in front of him there. Oh, are they calling a pass interference on that? Don't tell me they're calling a pass interference on that. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my. Tell me that's going to be placed at the goal line. It's a spot foul. Oh, my gosh. 2 flags on a play, both on the defense. Automatic first down. And that's going to be that ball is going to be placed at the freaking goal line. You have got to be kidding me. The Giants are going to skate out of here, aren't they? Oh, my gosh. Is this rigged? I've never said, is a game rigged? The roughing the passer and now this? Oh, my gosh. The Giants are at the 2. It's 1st and goal, 40 seconds to go. Let's see what we got, folks. Another ref talk. Ref, nobody want to hear from you. We want to watch the football players. We want to watch the athletes. I hate refs who insert themselves into games. Call the game. Stop inserting yourself into the biggest moments of the football game. Dart's looking like, thank God. Dart, you're looking like you just, well, your first 4th quarter collapse. You got bailed out by the refs. Oh, my. Oh, my. Sean Payton is livid. Here's Dart in the I formation. They got a full up. They motion out of it. Scatterbo motions out. He's got 3 men to the left and 2 to the right. An empty set in the shotgun. It's a quarterback draw. Will Dart get there? He calls him just short. They're going to call him just short. He thinks he got there. Dart is waving to the sidelines. I got there. Oh, ooh. Was his leg down? Looked like his leg was down to me. Oh! Nah, he's down, I think. Dart thinks he's in. You guys think he's in. The announcer thinks he's in. Yep, that ball is in before the leg touches. That is going to be a New York Football Giants touchdown. You have got to be kidding me. Oh, my gosh. Their whole drive was penalties. The entire drive down the field was penalties. Guys, did they complete one pass? The whole drive was penalties. They completed the 18-yarder on 4th and 19. Oh, my goodness. Not one. So you're telling me the story for Jackson Dart's first game-winning drive touchdown. And they did roll it a touchdown. Now 31 seconds on the clock. The Giants are going to have a 3-point lead. This game is not over, folks. Denver has 0 timeouts remaining. Oh, man. Oh, baby. Look at Jackson. He's going nuts on the sideline. Yo, Jackson Dart, I love you and everything. You're a good player, but holy shit. You didn't complete a pass. I do like Dart, though. He's got moxie. He's got swagger. I like players who play with swagger. I like players who play with swagger. Okay? Vegas took over. I know. It really looks like this. Oh, my God. He missed the point after. He missed the extra point. Oh my gosh. Tell me Broncos come down and it's a 2-point game. It's a 2-point game. He missed the point after. Oh my, he's missed 2-point afters in this game? Football is a game of inches, folks. I'm still thinking about that Bama win last night. Smoke them if you got them. You guys know what this is? My favorite cigar. This is a Deadwood Leather Rose, baby. Smoke them if you got them. Where's my Bama fans in the chat? It's 32-30. 37 seconds on the clock. Sean Payton is licking his chops. They need what? 40 yards? Yeah, you bet. Yeah, look at the Giants kicker sulking over there. You better sulk, dude. You better sulk. You're paid to do one thing. And you missed, it's not even a field goal. You missed a point after. I don't want to hear no bullshit either about the hold. Kick the ball through the upright. Oh, man. Big special teams play there on the kickoff. Only got to the 23-yard line, so he did not get great field position. Out comes Bo Nix. There's 33 seconds on the clock. It's 1st and 10. 32-30. The Giants have the lead. Oh, my. You got to be kidding me. Here's Bo Nix in the shotgun, lining up from his own 24. He's looking 31 seconds ago. They have no timeout. He goes deep downfield. He's got a completion. Oh, my. 24 seconds and counting. They're running up to the line to clock it. They're all the way up on the other side of the field to the 48-yard line. Oh, my. Here comes Bo Nix. Here comes Bo Nix. Oh, my. It's a flag on the field on the Giants. A neutral zone infraction. Is that going to move them further? Marvin Mims. Oh, man. You got to be kidding me. Neutral zone infraction on the spike. They couldn't even. Oh, man. They're already in field goal range, aren't they? They're 4 yards away from field goal range. They're at the 43-yard line. Here comes Denver. Marvin Mims caught it. It's 32-30. The Broncos kicker is getting warm on the sideline. Bo Nix yapping it up with the refs. Bo, don't trust them, dude. I wouldn't trust them, Bo. Brian Dable is hunched over like this on the sideline. Get your fat ass up, Dable. Your team might have just blown it. Sean Payton is fired up. 18 seconds ago, it's 1st and 5. Remember, they don't have a timeout, so they have to clock the ball. Bo in the shotgun. Man in motion and a man to his left. Bo drops back in the shot, looking. Fires! Oh, shoulder thrown at Cortland Sutton, and he's got it. Did he get out of bounds? He didn't. Oh, my gosh. They're going to spike it, and they're going to have a kick. 2 seconds left, and they spike the football. The exact throw that Cortland Sutton destroyed us with. And Bo Nix, back shoulder, right over the cornerback, and they are well in the field goal range. The Broncos are going to win this game. You got to be kidding me. So much for the call from Vegas. Let's see if he makes this kick. I got to go, guys. I was supposed to be gone 40 minutes ago. Giants were winning this game 19-0 in the fourth quarter, guys. It's 32-30. Lining up for the kick. 2 seconds on the clock. There's no timeouts remaining. Will Lutz. That kick is up. It's going to be perfect. The Broncos win. Holy shit. A missed point after, and the Broncos win a football game, and your New York Giants are 2-5. That is hilarious. Ball doesn't lie, exactly right. Guys, you don't go down the field for a game-winning drive on only penalties. That is hilarious. Good night, New York Giants. The Cowboys got to win today. The Commanders lost today, and the Giants lost today. And the Birds win today. I agree, Dank. The season ends for them next week. GP, I told you the Cowboys are going to be good this year. I told you that in the offseason. All right, I love all you guys. See you next time, everybody.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica, who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
EAGLES. Eagles.